Tokakan. Wah! Oh, not me listening to myself on accident. Hello! Wah! How are you doing? Wah! How are you doing? Hey! Hey! How are you doing? How was your... I was about to say Monday. That's not what day it is. She's like, how was your Monday? It's not Monday. How was your Tuesday? Hello everyone, it's me reporting live from my chair. Hello, it's me reporting live from my chair. Ooh, you went to an art exhibit today? Yippee! I hope that it was fun. I love art exhibits. An art exhibit on Avenue Way. I forget the lyric for that. That's like from, is that the Young Giants or something? Forget. I love that song though. I've been good but tiring, yeah. It's been pretty tiring, but it's been a very invigorating day for me. So I was like, I would rather talk than play Yume Nikki right now. So that's why we're not doing that. Well, also because I realized, like, with how late I had to make the stream today, I like, what do you call? I have to end stream by like 11 p.m. where I am so I can call my mother. So I was like, honestly, it's not gonna be the longest stream, so maybe we shouldn't play Yume Nikki. You watch horror videos on YouTube? Yippee! I love horror videos on YouTube. I watch a lot of them. I recently watched, I think it was an Expo video about Reddit or something. Yeah. Like Reddit theories or something. Ooh, from the 1500s there. I do love 1500s art. I love old art. It's always really beautiful to see like how the painting styles have changed since then. But like what do you call it? Today there's been so much news about like so many franchises that I like. I was like, I can't just like I couldn't feel normal. I didn't feel normal. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I'm so excited, I'm so excited, I'm so excited. I kept being excited. I was like, I can't do this. I need to focus, and I couldn't focus at work today because I was excited about stuff. Is my wing in front of that? Yeah, it is. Okay. It's fine. I heard you say Steam Deck and I was like, Stream Deck? Stream Decks don't have batteries. They're plugged into your PC through USB, and then I realized that a Steam Deck and a Stream Deck is not the same thing. Ooh, haunted locations. Those are kind of cool. I get scared though, but that's just because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to like ghosts and stuff. I'm a very big believer of the you don't know that it doesn't exist until you know for sure that it doesn't exist. So I get scared when I walk around anywhere I see like ghosts and stuff. I saw him. I'm hitting it on Owl and when Ovid's Arena, my SVP pilled. It's okay, I do that too. Am I SVP pilled? Would you say I am if I look at a painting of an owl too and also I do that? Oh, I see. I've never played Mega Man or watched the Mega Man franchise, but I've always thought it was cool. I know, isn't he kind of really powerful in Smash Brothers? I never played as Mega Man because that update came like after I started paying attention to that franchise. I drank so much water today. I was being very healthy. I like are you one of those people, like, I do this thing where, like, if I get water from a water bottle, for the next couple of days, I always fill up this water bottle instead of actually, like, filling up, like, an actual water bottle that I have, like, a reusable one. I'll reuse, like, the plastic one for a couple of days after I get, like, a plastic water bottle from an event or something, just so that I feel like I've used it enough before recycling it. I don't know, I feel guilty when I have to buy, like, a regular water bottle, so I reuse the bottle a couple of times, or I go back to using my metal ones. Yeah, it's because I, so yesterday I took the day off, and I was really busy, but I wanted to get in some time to rehearse some dancing, so I went to I like to dance at my work because there's a couple of empty offices that no one really uses after a certain period of the day, and I got cleared to go to them and use them to rehearse stuff. So I go to this like office and I dance in it for like a couple of hours, and I went yesterday and I forgot my water bottle at home, so I had to go and walk to the store to buy water because I didn't feel like leaving the room every time I wanted to drink water from the water fountain. Yeah, for the gym and stuff. Oh, I like the taste. Am I like... I just like the taste of like... Well, not the taste. I like the way it feels when I drink out of a plastic water bottle, but specifically the ones with like the... You know, like the ones where it's like... It has like a little like it like protrudes a little bit at the end, and it has like a little like cross basically in between the circle at the bottom. Like it's like... The end of it that you drink from is like a circle with like a... Basically like an X in it, and it's a little bit raised. It like... changes the way that the water comes out. Instead of just like a regular twist cap. You know? Does that make sense when I say that? Hello, people, welcome! Hi, Hitch! I like love the way those make the water feel when I drink them. Oh my god, you know what water bottle, like, or it wasn't a water bottle, but you know what water cap thing, like, like, the one I really liked when I was growing up was the twist cap Gatorade. Or Powerade. Was it Powerade or Gatorade? There was one where it was like an orange cap and you would twist it slightly, and it was like, looked kind of like a duckbill when you drank from it. Do you know what I'm talking about? They still sometimes make those today, I think, but it was really popular back in the day. I liked it. I liked the way it felt when I drank out of that. I don't know why. Like, it was like, I think it was Gatorade. Yeah! Like, the cap was so good. I love drinking out of those. There's also another cap thing that I sort of like is like there's my favorite flavor of Monster is import flavor, and import Monster has a cap that's like a little thing where you can like twist it on top or twist it off of the can. It's like on a part of the can, and then like you can reseal the import Monster, which is so cool to me. I don't know why, but I like it. Like the squirt bottles, it wasn't like a squirt bottle, it was like a twisting cap. Like if you closed it the right way, then it didn't let the juice out. If you twisted it the right way, it still let the juice out. But it was like all one thing, so it wasn't like a cap that came off. You want gambling? Well, I'm happy you want. Gambling dangerous. Unless you're talking about gacha. Well, actually, gacha is still dangerous. Gacha's still pretty dangerous. Dangerous for your wallet, at least. Gacha's really dangerous for your wallet if you think about it. More dangerous than a lot of finite items that you can just purchase. I think about that sometimes with gacha. Because gacha is like... It's like, you don't always get something physical that you can like keep, you know? Capri Sun comes in a bottle now! Wait, really? Where? Wait, where is that? Capri Sun bottle. Oh! Now this bottle just looks like a Prime bottle. This just looks like Prime. I can't believe they do Capri Sun in a bottle. I don't know what about that is disturbing to me, but it's kind of disturbing. Hi, Doug! Welcome! Oh yeah, people can get really bad addictions from gambling with like, Capri Sun, or not Capri Sun, with gacha. Yeah, I don't like that the Capri Sun in the bottle means that you can take off the wrapper and then you can actually see the color of Capri Sun. I don't know why in my head Capri Sun is clear. And looking at it, seeing that it's not clear, makes me feel disturbed. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Prime. I've had it before, but I don't really like it. I had one flavor of it. You had a gacha addiction to Genshin Impact? I've heard a lot of people have that. never indulge in being a wine cooler box, not bottled. That's kind of true though. I love boxed wine. You know, like how in boxed wine you can like. So I drink a lot of boxed wine. I will admit that. I mean, but I've been into cider lately, so I've been drinking more cider. But I normally I drink a lot of boxed wine. But like, I've realized like, so I prefer boxed wine where you have to press the button to make the wine come out instead of the twisting one, because I've discovered, right? Not that you should discover this too, but when you have the twisting cap one, if you get a little bit too inebriated, I will say, it gets harder and harder to close the cap, like to twist it back and like, you know? But if it's the pressing one, then you know when you really need to stop because you can't press it none more. How does boxed wine differ from normal wine? It's like a big quantity and it's more affordable and the quality is horrible and it tastes bad. That's how I would describe boxed wine. It's in a big quantity, it's in a box. It tastes like shit. And you normally buy it because you know you're gonna drink a lot of wine and you don't want to spend the money on actual wine. It's kind of like, you know, like if you buy if you buy like a gigantic thing of chips, but the brand is like not the best brand, but you buy it because you need a bunch of chips for a party. So you just need the chips for the party. You just buy this gigantic bag, but you don't expect it to be good, you know? Because like, if I'm gonna drink like boxed wine, normally, like, I would say like, if I'm gonna drink wine in general, I would drink it like, I don't know. If I'm gonna have wine, because I don't like the taste of wine, normally I'll drink like basically the whole bottle. Innocent. I don't like wine. I actually really don't. That's why I drink it. I drink wine because I don't like it. You know? Does that make sense? Like, I drink it because I know that I'll stop at a certain point because I'll really dislike the taste. And also because it, like, makes my tummy hurt. Because the acidic nature of it makes my tummy hurt. So I don't drink too much of it. If I have it, you know? Yeah, because if you like it, it's dangerous. That's why I don't buy, like, whiskey anymore. Because I like the taste of it. I'll keep drinking it, you know? I hate beer. The passion I hate beer. It's so disgusting. I hate the taste of beer. Yeah, I don't want my booze to be too tempting. Then I'm gonna want to drink it more. I try not to drink more than once or twice a week, you know? So, like, you gotta get stuff you don't really want to drink, because then you'll drink it, you know? Oh yeah, I love cider. I've been on a cider kick recently. It's a problem. Because then I drink a bunch of it, and it's kind of a lot more expensive than a box of wine. Cider is like way more expensive than a box of wine. I need to stop buying it. I need to stop buying it, because it's tasty. I'm really a huge fan of alcohol, so I feel it's a bit city. I mean, you know what? Yeah, I like whiskey a lot. It is very expensive. That's why I need to start buying boxed wine again, because otherwise I'm just gonna keep losing money. Like, it really shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like $14 to $15 for a 6-pack of ciders. I really don't think it should be. Like, for 20 bucks I can get a box of wine, and a box of wine is basically 4 bottles of wine. So, vodka then? Well, the problem with vodka is that you can shot it. You know? I had a problem with vodka when I was, like, pre-pandemic. Pre-pandemic, I had a problem with vodka. I was like, it's cheap, tastes like rubbing alcohol. You can drink a lot of it. You can mix it in anything. Create your own alcohol brand? I don't think I'd want to do that. Then I'd feel responsible for people. Pretty sure cider is meant to be shared in a group. No, I mean, you can drink by yourself or you can share it with people. I mean, all alcohol is meant to be shared with a group or people or yourself, you know? Who else would be drinking? Get the grass? Yeah, that's what everyone says, is that you should just get the good quality stuff. I mean, my friends think I'm crazy for buying, like, they think I'm crazy for still buying boxed wine. You know? They think I'm crazy for that. They're like, you don't, that sucks though. And I'm like, yeah, but it's cheap. If I drink a lot of it, I won't feel like I'm wasting my money. And like, last longer. You know? I mean, like, yeah, I mean, I've had like, you ever slap the wine bag? No, I've never done that, but I've heard of people doing that. Yeah, save money for fancy stuff. You know, what's funny is if I go to a bar with friends, I actually tend to not to drink more than one drink. And if I get a drink at all, a lot of the time if I go to a bar with friends, I just get like, I get an actual like soda instead of an alcohol. Because in my opinion, for 2 drinks at the bar, you could basically buy like a whole box of wine and like a couple of ciders. So it's like, why would I do that when I could just save that for different stuff? Yeah, that's why I don't like going to bars. I much rather drink at home. I like to drink at home. People tell me that it's like, I've told like friends before that I prefer to drink alone by myself at night. Like, I just prefer it. I prefer to be like, I prefer to drink alone at night, watching stuff on my couch. Like, I don't want to necessarily be drunk with people all the time. I prefer to be alone. And then people will be like, but Toku, that's so lonely. That's so lonely coded. No. I just like to relax while reading like fan fiction and have like some music or a TV show play in the background, you know? Ooh, that sounds really good. Yeah, not in this economy. You can't go to the bar at this economy. Whoa, I mean, I saw this short on my feed yesterday. So I've been looking at shorts, you know, because it helps me find sounds to make shorts, right? I was looking at shorts yesterday. I get this short because I watch a lot of people eat. I love to watch eating videos and travel videos because I don't do that. So it's fun to see people do it, you know? I've also recently got into camping videos. I've been really into camping videos. But like, I saw this girl who likes oysters, right? And she was like doing a thing where she went to 3 different oyster bars at 3 different prices, right? This girl goes to a bar and for a glass of champagne it's $14, and she's like, it's so affordable to get a glass of champagne here. A singular glass of champagne for $14? Excuse me, I'd rather take 2 shots, hello? For the amount of money you're gonna pay for that $14 glass, it was like a flute. It wasn't even like a full glass, it was like a flute, basically, of champagne. I could just get 2 shots. Just personal opinion of like spending money versus what you're doing, you know? Like, I just can't imagine ever paying $14 for a glass of champagne. A glass of champagne! Go to the store and buy yourself a whole bottle! Get a cheap bottle. You can get a whole bottle for $14 if you're willing to drink the cheap stuff. Over relationships, bittersweet candy bowl. I don't really read comics anymore, but I used to. I used to read the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. I used to love that one. But yeah, if I get if I go to a bar, I'm almost always ordering, if they have a signature old-fashioned, I'll get like a signature old-fashioned. Because I want to taste like how that place makes an old-fashioned. Because some old-fashions are great and some old-fashions suck. But like when I get like a fancy drink, normally it's like if it's something that seems cool and new that I haven't had before. I really like there was this bar I went to once that had, it was a themed special event, right? Mayfei! Hi! Welcome! Hi Mayfei! Hi Raiders! Welcome! Oh my god, Mayfei! Everyone! Hey, everyone in my chat right now. Everyone in my chat. You tell Mayfei happy birthday right now. Tell her happy birthday right now. Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk yet. Everyone tell Mayfaye, happy birthday right now. Also, if you haven't listened to Mayfaye's cover of Crime and Punishment, you should go listen to it. I recently saw the short for it on my feed today, actually, and it sounds phenomenal. So please make sure to check out Mayfaye's cover of Crime and Punishment. She apparently was working on it for like 2 years. That's insane. It sounds really good though, so I get it. It's crazy. It goes crazy. Smell the Mayflowers? I do. I do smell the Mayflowers. Yeah, it was my birthday last week, but your birthday was this week. Well, it depends on how you count weeks and depending on what you consider a week starting. Because some people consider Monday being the first day of the week, and some people consider Sunday to be the first day of the week, and I really don't understand which is which. This is like an opinion thing, you know? Thank you. I had a great birthday. I hope you did too. Happy birthday to all the people born within the last 2 weeks. I always think of the week starting on a Sunday, but then like my schedule starts on a Monday, so really I shouldn't be talking. So many April birthdays. I know. I love being an Aries. I love being an Aries. Fits my personality. Stubborn. Ah! Thank you, King Okasi, for the super chat. Yeah, happy birthday, Mayfaye! That's true. Do you drink, Mayfaye? Do you have a specific favorite drink? Oh, also, did you enjoy your League today? You were playing League with Serena, right? Mead! Oh my god, Pog! Pog! I love mead, but I only ever had it at a Ren Fair. I've only ever had mead at a Red Fair. I never see it at the... I like literally never see it at the store. But I always see it at the Ren Fair, so that's normally when I get it. The last time I went to a Ren Fair, there was a blackberry mead. Like a blackberry summer mead, and it was really good. I love blackberry favorite things. I would love to drink mead with you. I would, yeah, I mean, if I could find it, I would buy a freaking keg of it. It's so tasty. Oh, you won the last game? Let's go! I still don't understand how League works, but I'm happy that you guys had fun. I like watch people play it, and I feel my brain just like, I can feel the cogs moving in my brain. It's too smart. That game's way too smart for me. I don't get it, but I know you're big brain because you do get it, you know? You used to make your own mead. Ooh. I've always wanted to make my own alcohol. Like there's well, so when I was in high school, a couple of friends and I were like, let's make alcohol together. And so my friend got this gigantic like this gigantic bottle, and then we tried to like make this drink, and then he got in trouble with his parents. Yeah, like it wasn't a mead jar. Like, so a bunch of friends and I, when we were like, because we're all friends from the theater department, right? We were like, oh, you should make it with this. So they bought like this bottle, right? And they were trying to make this alcohol in like a cupboard in their room. They were hiding it. And then like I get a text and they're like, I'm in trouble. Because the bottle exploded. The bottle exploded in their room and their parents found out. Ooh, don't think, just move, let friends carry. I would love to be carried. I love being carried in games, but I can't play League until Serena Starstruck hits 100k because I said that on stream. Because I've said that on stream and I'll remember it. And the day that Serena Starstruck hits 100k, I will play League of Legends. Classic rookie mistake. It certainly felt like it. They got in so much trouble. They got in so much trouble. Ooh, I know. I can't wait for that day to happen. Also, when that day happens, I hope that I magically become really good at League. I might magically become really good at League. That'd be so cool if I could actually be good at it. I'm not really good at that many games, but if I could be good at League, I'd be very happy. You know? Yeah, she'll be happy until she's like, oh, what do you want to play? And then I'll... she'll be like, oh, what do you want to play? And you know what I'll do? Just to get at her? I'll say, Serena, I want to play as Seraphine. I'll say I want to play as Seraphine so that she can't play as Seraphine. I'll be like, I want to be her so you can't be her. Ooh. You know, and she'd have to say yes, and she would have to say yes. Have I ever made my own kimchi before? No, I haven't. I've considered it, but I don't really have room in my fridge for that. Yeah, should have seen the fine print, Serena. It means if I play League at your 100k, it means I get to play whatever character I want to play. And I only know like 3 characters in League. And I only know like 3 characters. I know Seraphine, because Serena always talks about her. I know Yumi, because that's the one that my friend mains. And I know Jinx, because I watched the first season of Arcane. I guess I also know Caitlyn and Vi, but I've never seen anyone play them. I know that they're playable. I've never watched someone play League and have them play Vi or Caitlyn. I do like cucumber salad, but I mean I don't make things that are pickled because I don't really have room for that sort of thing. I don't really make pickled things. I make a lot of Japanese food. That's normally what I make, is like types of Japanese food. Like I make sukiyaki a lot. I make a lot of katsu. Make a lot of I do also make wonton soup when it's really cold. Make juk. I make chicken adobo. I make teriyaki chicken. I make okonomiyaki. See, I like bulgogi beef, but I don't really find it to be my favorite of like dishes I could make. I'd rather make kalbi than bulgogi. I prefer kalbi because I like the bone. Chicken adobo mentioned? Yeah! My mom used to make chicken adobo growing up, so then I learned how to make it, but I learned how to make it the lazy way. Because there's like... So there's this person I really like reading the food vlog of. Her name is Tiffy Cooks. And she makes a bunch of like 30-minute recipes, like 30-minute to 1-hour recipes, and I'm very impatient. So I use a lot of her recipes to cook, and she had this really easy chicken adobo recipe. So I keep using it. It's like 30 minutes, 1 pot, so I only have to clean 1 pot, which makes me really happy. But it doesn't taste the way that the chicken adobo was that my mom made for me growing up. So I don't know what the difference is. Tastes kind of a lot different, but I like it. I still like it, so I still eat it, you know. As long as it tastes good, I'll eat it. Yeah, I love okonomiyaki. I had to learn how to make it because, you know, most places don't like normally have it in the stores, you know, or at the stores, in the restaurants. So I had to learn how to make okonomiyaki, but it's kind of hard to make in a regular pan without like a pancake. What do you call them? Like the pancake cooker thingy? That thingy. Kind of hard to make without like one of those pancake flippers. Because when I make it at my friend's place, because my friend has like a pancake griddle, which I don't have. If I'm at her place, if I make okonomiyaki, it's easy because there's like a whole long griddle, right? That I can easily flip everything. But when I make it at home, it's like really hard because it's like I make them basically like the size of my pan, and then when I try to flip it on my pan, the amount of like stuff that goes flying when I flip it, because it's like there's no really room for it to like flip. So I always miss like a little bit of it when it flips because there's nowhere to flip it. Because like on a griddle, I can like toss it to the side, you know? But like, and there's like room. But like with my pan, it's like, ooh. Oh yeah, that's why normally when I cook okonomiyaki, I always wear an apron. It's easier that way, you know? Like spam? I think I've answered this a lot. I answered this actually on my birthday stream, but I love spam. I make spam all the time. I grew up eating spam. I also grew up eating canned corned beef because, just something that I had growing up. But I love spam. I have spam right now in the fridge. Yeah, I've had canned corned beef. The school I went to growing up, they served canned corned beef with rice and eggs as one of the breakfast options. So I had it as one of the breakfasts that I had growing up. Hi, web walkers! Welcome! Welcome! I love canned corned beef, though I don't like it. It depends on like how you cook it, right? Like, I want it to be crispy on the edges. Like, I don't want it to be like, I can't just warm it up. You have to like cook it and then like let it sizzle for a while. Because it needs to have a crispy edge. It needs to have a crispy edge. Otherwise, it's like I don't really like the way it tastes. Yeah, I like it to have a crispy crust. But I really like it. I really liked it. I liked canned corned beef. I also had a lot of what else did I have growing up that was canned? I had a lot of canned corn. I don't mind canned food, honestly. I mean, I also like anchovies and sardines, so maybe you shouldn't trust my opinion. People also say those suck ass, but I love sardines. I love anchovies. I like canned tuna. I don't know. I like canned foods, okay? Like, whatever. Who cares if it's from a can as long as it tastes good? Like, obviously there are brands of canned things that don't taste as good, but that's more, in my opinion, that's more of a brand thing and not like the food itself is bad, you know? It's more of a brand thing to me, you know? Ooh, I see. Yeah. My family was a very big salad family, so I ate a lot of salads growing up too. But that was because I was lied to by my father growing up. He said to me as a kid, and honestly this was a pretty good parenting trick, was he said to me that if I didn't eat my veggies first as a kid, he said if I didn't eat my veggies first that I wouldn't get the nutrients. So it's like if you don't eat your vegetables first, then you'll never get the benefits of eating them later, so why would you eat them at all? And you know, I didn't like the taste of vegetables, but in my head it was like, I'm a very pragmatic person. So in my head, if I was going to have to eat them anyway, why wouldn't I eat them first? So I would eat them first before I ate the main portion of any meal when I was growing up. And obviously, like, it makes you not only eat it first, but it also makes you get fuller faster. So I think it was very smart of him because I did believe him and I did do that. And I still do that actually. I can't like, unless it's something that's meant to be eaten with as like a part of the main meal, you know? I will always eat the vegetable first. Unless it's like, you know, like obviously sometimes your meal is like the protein is paired with the salad as like the meal, you know? Really interesting. Well, I also like I was one of those people or you know kids where I was like I was always afraid of not listening to my parents, so I always just kind of did what they asked. I never really talked back. Never really complained as a kid. My mom always told me that she enjoyed that. That it was like, that was a very rare kid. You know? And veggies to this day I still can't stand regardless of how they were cooked. Especially steamed veggies. Oh, really? I actually really liked a lot of steamed veggies. I like vegetables in general. Vegetable good. Ooh, so it was just a food thing? I can understand that. I have a lot of friends who are very stubborn with their food. Because in my head, it's like for me, it was always very much like, I just like listening to people, like what my authority figures tell me, which is probably just very, I wasn't like a type kid. Yumi! Hi! Hi! Everyone say hi, Yumi! I love Yumi! How are you, Yumi? Yumi だよ? Oh, I like the texture of steamed veggies. Yeah, I missed you too. We have to do it. We have to stream together at some point. Sorry, I just choked on my own spit. I'm obviously a prime feature of the living. But welcome. I hope you had a good day. I missed you too. We have to stream together. We have to do a drinking stream together. We have to talk about fanfiction because I want you to know, I started reading fanfiction again today, and it was dangerous. It was dangerous. Because so if any of you know, I recently did a birthday event where I made like an entire musical basically, and I took a break when I was editing that to not read any fanfiction because I said, you know, if I start reading fanfiction while I'm working on this, I'm not gonna finish this in time. I was like, I need to withhold, otherwise I will not finish this project. So I hadn't read any fanfiction in like 3 weeks. 3 whole weeks I hadn't read any fanfiction. And then today while I was at work, I was like, I am so bored. And so I opened up AO3 and I started reading fanfictions again. Oh my god, it was so hard. Every time I like stopped my break so that I could like keep working on my actual job, I was like, oh my god, I can't stop reading. I had such a hard time actually getting any work done today. I was like busy reading my fanfiction. I was like at the office like I was reading the most juiciest fic. I was like, oh. You should read it again, Yumi. I think so. I really do. I believe in that for you. I hope you start reading it again. It's because a lot of the time, fiction that so the problem is like a lot of the fandoms that I am a part of, they don't really have the characters that I like get together. So I read a lot of fanfiction, or they get together, but you know, once that piece of media is done, you know, they're not making more of it. So the fanfiction is kind of like how I get more content out of the media, you know? Yeah! Yumi, you and I should do a fanfiction talk stream together. A drinking talk stream together. Yeah, especially in a fandom where like the piece of media has been dead for a long time, you know, it kind of keeps the medium alive. I mean, I can't really do a lot of recommendations unless you like the fandoms that I'm in. You know, like it's kind of like one of those things where it's like if you're not in the fandom I'm in, you probably don't appreciate the fanfictions that I read. But if you are in the fandom that I'm in, then obviously you probably really enjoyed them. Cause like an example, right? Today, I was reading. Today I read two fics from 2 different fandoms. I was reading a Supergirl fic, and I was reading a Descendants fic. Short and safe for work, obviously, of course, fics for you to read. Unfortunately, I don't read things that are not from the fandoms I like, so you would have to specifically send me fanfiction from fandoms that I like, or I won't read it. Because I don't like doing things that I consider to be, not that it would be a waste of my time to read something from outside of a fandom that I like, but it wouldn't really be like the best use of my time, you know? So it's like, I've said it several times before, but I don't like to do things I don't want to do. So you will very rarely find me doing something I don't want to do. So unless you're gonna send me fanfictions from specifically the fandoms that I like, I will not do a fanfiction reading stream. Because it just doesn't seem like it's worthwhile for anyone's time, you know? Well, I mean, I like Descendants in general, so I do also like the what do you call? It's because it's one of my favorite fandoms in general. I love Descendants. I spent 2 hours today learning the dance from the Millennium Dance Center that they did for Life is Sweeter from Descendants 4 today. Spent 2 hours. I finished work and I was gonna commute home, but then I was like, I should spend time dancing today. So I went into one of the empty offices and I danced for 2 hours and learned the dance. Which I know when I was like in my prime for dancing, probably I could have learned that in about an hour. Maybe like a little bit more than an hour. But it did take me 2 hours. I was like, that's crazy. But I learned it. It's a really fun dance. So if you like dancing, I recommend it. It's if you type in like Millennium and then Descendants, Life is Sweeter, then I did that. That will show you the dance. It's a very fun dance. How do you feel about true crime? I like true crime. I like what do you call it? There's this person called, oh, what is it? Lemmy and I both watched this person. It's like what's their name? Is it like That Chapter? That Chapter. That Chapter. We watched That Chapter, we both do. What about all those medical shows? I don't really watch medical shows. I did growing up though. I did what do you call it? When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to, well, I was allowed technically, but I didn't really watch them to watch other channels. So when I was growing up, the main things that I watched were I watched Cartoon Network, I watched Boomerang because my parents are old. I watched Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, PBS, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, and I watched the Health Channel. Those were like the channels I watched growing up. So I watched a lot of like Mystery in the ER, and like a bunch of like those types of like education. Yeah, I watched a lot of educational television, a lot of documentaries, things like that. I still watch a lot of documentaries. I really love documentaries. They're one of my favorite types of film. I love consuming things that help me to teach, or help teach me things. What do you mean you make me worried I'm older than you? I'm not old! Why does everyone think I'm old? Oh my gosh! I'm not old! I always say that. I'm not old. I'm very young for a god. I'm very young for a god. Have I seen the Minecraft movie? No, I haven't. I'm not really interested that much in I'm not very interested in those types of movies. You know? Cause I don't like know anything about Minecraft, so I wouldn't get any of the like references. You know? I wouldn't understand any of the references. I wouldn't be able to I could in fact scream chicken jockey, but if I don't understand the passion behind screaming chicken jockey, would I truly enjoy screaming chicken jockey? You know? Would I really enjoy screaming chicken jockey if I don't know the nuance behind chicken jockey? If that makes sense? Yeah, I mean, I watched Boomerang growing up, and that was just because my parents liked Boomerang, you know? Who doesn't enjoy chicken jockey? I just don't really understand that type of humor and stuff, you know? I'm not like, although I do say like, I don't like, it goes back to like that whole thing, right? Like, I don't like to do things I don't like, and I don't like to spend my time watching things I won't enjoy. And that's because time is very limited. I schedule my days pretty specifically because I do a lot of stuff. So I try not to do things that I think will take up any amount of time that I don't think I should be spending doing something. Like, when I'm actually relaxing and spending time on doing the things that I specifically want to do just to relax, that is like between 1 and 3 a.m. Sometimes I don't even get to do that, but it's normally I do that at like 1 to 3 a.m. Because normally during the day I'm working on stuff, whether it's for my IRL job or if it's for VTubing. Normally I'm working, so I like the hours I have for myself that are fully for myself, that are just for me alone, that I don't spend like time with like other VTubers. Like if you was like let's hang out, or Lemmy's like let's hang out, or he was like let's hang out, I'm like okay, I'll hang out with them. But like if I'm like just spending time on doing things that are just for me, that's normally between the hours of 1 to 3 a.m. And it's not very long. And it's not very long, so... You know, like, I try to take the things I don't need to think about and don't need to worry about or don't really enjoy out of that time. So I'm not using it, you know? Like, I would watch the Minecraft movie if Lemmy and Yui were like, we have to watch it together. I'd be like, okay, I'll watch the Minecraft movie. But unless they were like, we have to watch it together, I would not be watching the Minecraft movie. Or it's like my IRL friends were like, on the one day I get to spend with them, like, basically every other week. If they were like, oh, Toka, let's watch the Minecraft movie, I'd be like, okay. They know how I am, though, so they wouldn't ask me to do that. I remember they did convince me to watch FNAF, the FNAF movie, but that's because I've watched a lot of, docu-series essays sort of things. So, on FNAF, so I was like, I'll watch the FNAF movie because I know a lot of that lore, you know? Happy life, that's true! What if Perry or Serena asked? I would do it if Perry or Serena asked. I would do it if any of the SVP girls asked. But I don't think Perry would ask me, and I don't think Serena would ask me. I don't think those two would have asked me for that. I could see Serena being like, we should watch, like a musical anime or something together. I'd be like, yeah, sure. It's like how Lemmy wants to watch Macross Delta. I'll watch Macross Delta. I don't really have a lot of, like, deep interest in Macross Delta, but if she wants to watch Macross Delta, I'll watch Macross Delta with her. New from interest by friends, Grind said, yes, because the time is limited. Oh yeah, if she asked me to watch the Miku movie with her, I would watch the Miku movie with her. I don't really watch movies, but if I was asked to, I would. Like, because the thing is, I don't particularly like movies. I'm really not a movie fan. I like the movies that I like. As you know, I watch Descendants, I watch Zombies, I watch Teenage Movie. And I think you'll notice that I watched the same movie again and again and again and again and again. Like how I talked about how I watched Bolt, I watched Bolt basically 11 times, okay? Because when I saw Bolt, I was like, that's so peak. Back when it came out and I watched Bolt, I was like, that is so peak. I watched it 11 times, okay? So it's like, I like very specific things, and I watch the same thing over and over again because I don't like to experience things. I think I've talked about this on stream. I don't like to experience things a lot. I don't like experiencing emotions when I watch movies or films. And it's part of why I think I like to watch a lot of, like, review content and a lot of documentary content. Because it's, like, it's something easier to, like, watch and consume like that, you know? I think I've watched Descendants at least 24 times, give or take. There's a Miku movie? Yes, there is a Project Sakai Miku movie. With emotional music? No, I don't really feel a lot of emotion when I listen to music. That's why when I find a song that, like, really makes me feel emotional, I will listen to that song a lot. Like, there's a song, there's this song by Omaru Polka. It's called Psychotic Polka. And I listen to that song, like, all the time. It is one of the most, like, it is one of the only songs that consistently brings me joy if I listen to it. Like, if you haven't listened to it, I recommend it. It's a great song. It's by Omaru Polka, and it's called Psychotic Polka. Very good song. Love that song. What did I think of the FNAF movie? I liked it. It's really good. I actually thought it was really funny. You didn't feel super sad when I listened to Epic Musical? No, I did not. I don't, like, normally feel a lot of emotions when I consume musical theater, which is very strange because I went to school for that. You know, I went to school for theater, but I didn't normally feel that much emotion watching theater. You know? Which was strange. I know, it is a bit strange. I think the only musicals that, like, normally really impact me is if you like there's a if you like Stephen Sondheim, so I like all Sondheim musicals. There's not a single Sondheim musical that I hate, but there are ones I think are better, obviously. If you like musical theater and you want to listen to Sondheim, I know some people don't listen to Sondheim anymore because they're like, oh my god, but he's so old. Okay, I get it. You like contemporary musical theater, whatever. If you like Sondheim, you should listen to Company or Passion. Passion is very obscure in that sense. People don't normally listen to Passion. I love Passion. Yui, I love you! Hi! I like you too! Oh my god, hi Senbei. Trying to convince her to watch Cannibal the Musical. I said I would! I said I would. If everyone else was there. I would prefer to watch that other movie. Senbei was telling me to watch this movie about this guy who's like smart in a world of stupid people, and I was like, I would like to watch that. Seems fine. What do you mean the tone shift? Between what? Seeing Yui and not seeing Yui? Pretty obvious. So if you listen to Company, there's a musical song called it's called yeah, everyone else is not Yui. You know? That's unfortunate, but it's true. Oh, there can only be one Yui. Yui, you're so funny. There's a song called Being Alive from Company that I think is like one of the most emotional songs I've ever listened to. Being Alive is like I remember the first time I listened to it, I was so when I was in school, my friends and I used to hang out in like our theater teacher's classroom, you know? We would go to like my theater teacher's classroom in high school, and we would like sit in there and have lunch and stuff, you know. And there was one day after school, we were like hanging out in there before we had rehearsals, and my teacher was like, hey, have you guys ever listened to Company? And like at the time we were like young enough where it was like Sondheim wasn't cool at that time, you know, because like we were in the age where it's like you're listening to Spring Awakening, you're listening to Next to Normal, you're listening to like angsty teen musicals, you know? Every theater kid has that phase where they listen to angsty teen musicals, you know? But there was this day where he was like, my teacher was like, I want to show you guys this scene, and it was from Company. It was with Raul Esparza because they have a pro shoot movie shot of it. And they showed like, thank you, darn, have a good night. And he showed me the scene that enters into Bobby singing Being Alive in the Company DVD, and I just like, I don't cry a lot, but I certainly cried watching that scene. It was just so emotional. Because the lyrics in the song are just so like, and so like, Sondheim is a very smart composer, right? Sondheim is an amazingly smart composer. And so there is like, if you listen to music, if you like are very attuned to music, the way he builds the chords in that song are just like, you can feel the build in like how it feels like a whirlwind of emotions, because it starts with a full chord where it's like, and then the whole rest of the song is going, it goes dun 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 dun. So it always goes from like a big jump, basically like almost a whole octave goes in dun dun, and then it goes dun 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 dun. So it always cascades back down, and that's to represent like the turmoil of like the song and what he's writing. And then like when it gets to like the big build, it's like these full heavy chords that are like dredging down, and you can feel like the existential crisis that the character is having just through the orchestration. It's crazy good. It's crazy good. But like the musical company is like, the musical company is basically like, well, I did take classes in it in college. I did take dramaturgy and music theory and other musical classes. Otherwise I wouldn't have the degree I have. But like, Um, the dramaturgy is the study of reading a script and analyzing it and finding information on it for things like studying place, setting, time, information that would bring specifics to the show. And it's not just for musicals or plays, it's also something that happens for films and TV. An example being like, let's say, what's a popular show that's set in like an old time? I don't know, like, what's that's really popular? Bridgerton. Like, let's say Bridgerton, since people like film a lot. A dramaturgy person would look at a film like Bridgerton. They would look at the information of things like, how should the costuming look for this time period? How do we want to change that if we want to purposefully change something about the time period? How do we want to do the lighting for this? You know? And it's interesting, and it's a really hard job. Because you have to basically like look into history of everything, look into why people do certain things, how to stand. If you do dramaturgy for stuff like an example is like something like Shakespeare, right? Every Shakespeare play, most of them, take place in different time periods. So even though a lot of people, when they think of Shakespeare, they think of all of it taking place during the same time period, but it really doesn't. So you have to look into what is the costume difference for this play. Where are we in the world? What's the greenery look like? What's the foliage? What's the type of way that people would stand? How would they carry themselves? And you have to think about, is this character high class, low class? Are they someone who has a sense of importance? Are they someone who's a little bit more insecure? Would they shrug their shoulders down? How do they talk to each other? Is there a specific dialect from where one person is versus the other? You know? Yeah, and then it's an important job. And there's people who do dramaturgy for stuff like that. And then there's also people like the job of an actor, right? Job of an actor is to take the script, and it's not necessarily to do dramaturgy work because people will do dramaturgy for you, but you have to analyze the character you're playing, right? And something that really changed how I read characters when I was in school was thinking about, I had a teacher bring up to me in my first year that for things like your character, you don't have to just think about how you feel about yourself and view the other characters. You have to think about how the characters think of you and what they say about you. Because every time a character mentions you, if you're the character, right? If you're like, let's say I'm character A. Every time character B or C mentions me, or infers things or implies things about me, that is something that's crucial information for how people see my character. So regardless of if my character believes that, that is how they are perceiving them. So I need to change my character and my way that I portray this character so that them believing those things about me makes sense. So let's say that, like, let's look at Regina George from Mean Girls because it's a popular character, right? So Regina sees herself as like the queen bee, right? She is confident. She believes what she says is right. She does not think that she is a bad person, right? So it's like, but if like 5 people say she's a bad person and they imply why, then I have to carry that in myself and have that. So if they're like, oh, she's super vindictive, I don't want to see myself as vindictive because that makes me see the character in a bad light, right? So instead of seeing myself as vindictive, if they think I'm vindictive, then I have to see myself as someone who is like very self-importantized, right? I have to think of myself as someone who's very important, who always thinks she's right, and who, if someone wrongs me, I will always do my best to make sure they feel wrong, right? Because that makes me seem vindictive, but in my mindset, I think that I'm just proving a point. You know? So it's important to like see things in that angle. And when it comes to things like music, you also have to, especially in a musical, every time a song happens, it should happen because an emotional peak is being reached. And that is considered or called a ramp in musical theater. Like in musical theater, the scene, and that's important, is that the scene leading up to a song is called the ramp because you're building up to it. Because in musical theater, no one just sings to sing, and if they are, that musical is not the best musical, right? Like, if you're watching a musical, the reason that people start singing is because they are supposedly singing because what they're trying to get across to you is something that would never be as conveyed as well through spoken word. It's the feeling where you feel like you're about to implode if you don't say something. That's where they should reach. Or it's something that's so hard to get across if like you only had the limited feeling of just speaking to people versus having accompaniment and dancing, you know? So you have to look into why and what supports the song. Does the song have a reoccurring melody in it? And a lot of really good musicals have themed character themes, and you'll also notice that in video games. A lot of good video games have character themes, right? Themes that carry a certain are connected to a certain character, motifs in the music that represent feeling or connection that come back throughout the piece of media. And so that's why I think it's really important when you listen to something to think about why it sounds that way, because it's very intentional. People don't just make things, they make them with intent. Things that stick with you are made with intention. That's why I think it's really important to look into the media you watch and not just consume it, but like listen to it. Or why does it make you feel this way, right? How come it does that? What's so effective about it? You have to analyze that sort of stuff because it's a part of appreciating things too, you know? It's part of appreciating things. Or at least in my head, that's how I like to work towards appreciating things. Like, hi, Malcolm Mellon! You know? Like an example is like when an example that is like related to SVP, right? I really love Rena's cover of Secret Moon. I love the beginning of it so much. I find it so charming. And I mean, I think the song in itself is really good and her cover is phenomenal, but I was like, why am I so hooked on like the first couple of seconds of her singing in this song? And it's her inflection and how she does like the beginning of like the 1, 2 for you. It's just so whimsical. It's so light. It like builds into this beautiful, bright song that she sings, right? It's just gorgeous. And it always caught my attention when I listened to the beginning of it, you know? And so, like, when you listen to a music artist, if you're looking into music or listening to covers, I feel like a way to appreciate it and, like, also learn about yourself, what you like as a consumer, is to look into why you like something specifically. Think about what about it, like, is what's catching your attention. Like, an example also is, like, I mentioned this about Lemmy before in front of her and then she gets embarrassed, I think. But, like, Lemmy's cover of Lemon Melon Cookie, I like all of it, obviously. I listen to it all the time. But I very specifically love the way that she does, in the middle of it, in the chorus, where she does, like, the melon cookie. The way she does cookie is so cute and it, like, tings at my heartstrings. So I listen to it again and again and again to get to that part, you know? Or when she does, like, the part where she's like, it's the best rectangle, would you? And it's like, her jump, the way that she sings that jump is just so, it has so much ease in it, it's so cute, and it's so appealing, and it brings such a brightness, the way that her tone just hits the notes within the music accompaniment, so bright, so energetic, and so bouncy. Like, the way she sang it is so bouncy. I think if she didn't sing it bouncy and she sang it very languid, the cover wouldn't feel as effective to the feeling of the song. And so, like, I really like that part, and I'll come back to that part and come back to that part, you know? Those are the parts of the song that I always pay more attention to, because it's something that always appeals to me. And you learn that, like, because, like, certain parts of a song will appeal to me that won't appeal to you, right? Lemmy. It's like, certain parts of songs will appeal to one of us versus, like, a different person, right? Everyone has a different opinion. So it's really cool when you listen to a song or a cover to think about what you like, and if your friends also like it as well, it's like you can talk about the things that you like about it and what specifically catches your eye versus a different thing. Because everyone's opinions and tastes are very different, you know? It's like how, like, some people may like the part of Idol. They might like the part where it's like the hi, Sonku desu? Like the darker part. They might find that really impactful. But like, I really like the part where she does the, I really like the part where, she does the part where it's like, Aku wa Ruby Iwa Mabuta Utai otori wa watashi wa Maria? Because I like it. It feels like a confession almost. You know? It's really nice. I like that part. So I just like to appreciate those parts of different media when I consume it, because I find it really interesting, and I like to spend time reflecting. I think reflecting is a really, really important part of your everyday life, and helps you find things that you like. As I said, I don't like to do things or consume things I don't like. So if if there's something I like, I'm gonna keep looking into it and why I like it. You know? Because I mean, I like a lot of things that people consider stupid, and I don't really mind people thinking that, honestly. Like, I love zombies, I love Descendants, I love Teenage Movie, I love My Little Pony, I love fanfiction. People think those things are stupid or a waste of time, but I don't really mind that because I find enjoyment, and I know why I find enjoyment from it, you know? And the reason you find enjoyment in someone doesn't have to be deep. It can just be very whimsical, but I think it's important because it also helps build your sense of self and sense of identity, you know? Which I really think is important. Wow, I support you too, Queen. I support you too, Queen! That's what I find really interesting about it, though, you know? Like, I know, like, so today... today, the Zombies 4 trailer dropped, and oh my god, I got so excited on the way to work. I was, like, looking at it on the bus. I was like... And I was like, oh my god, it's like the Dawnguard DLC of Skyrim, but a musical at Disney! And then I was like, everyone's gonna think I'm stupid for thinking that. I don't know what it was, but when I saw those like sun-wielding, like, people wearing white robes and stuff, and they were like fighting against the dark vampires, I was like, that is just the Dawnguard DLC. That is just the Dawnguard DLC. And I was like, this is so stupid. But I was like, I know I'm gonna enjoy it so much, and I don't know why. But I do, but it's like, I just wish that I was cooler, but like, whatever. I honestly think you can be cool and like goofy things. I don't think you have to not like goofy things to be cool. You know? Like, yeah, I like a lot of dorky things, but I still think I'm a little bit cool sometimes. Sometimes, when I don't talk the way I just talked, I think I'm cool sometimes. When I don't talk the way I just talked, I think I'm cool. You know? But like, I was like looking at it, I was like, oh my god, like, just think about zombies, right? What I love about the Zombies franchise, regardless of the fact that it's poorly written, that the songs aren't most of the time not that great, is that it carries such a like stupid type of humor, like a very slight but stupid sense of humor. I enjoy that, like, the songs that are good are really good. They're stupid catchy, but and some of you like, well, they're just typical pop songs, but they're pop songs in that goofy Disney way that brings me very like a lighthearted joy. You know, it makes me very elated. It makes me feel like dancing. And sometimes Disney songs, especially ones in like their little tiny stupid little original musicals on just the channel, not even full movies, like they just have like some songs that have like really good meanings or messages, or that are very meaningful to me. Like, that's why I learned the dance today, Life is Sweeter, because I love them. I love the lyrics in Life is Sweeter. Let me read you my favorite lyric from it. Is sweeter lyric, like this lyric right here, I'm like, oh my god. I like, sometimes when I'm sad, I sing this like one paragraph to myself just to feel better, because it says Sometimes I make mistakes and sometimes I burn the cake, but I still believe it'll all be okay. Cause the sun shines a little more brightly when you take things a little more lightly. It's all gonna turn out nicely with just a taste of your heart. It's likely you'll fall into something spicy. Just mix it up, you'll keep finding that life is sweeter when you are. And I'm like, yes. And I'm like, yes. And I live by that sometimes. Sometimes, ever since this movie came out, sometimes when I'm feeling like a little bit, sometimes when I'm a little bit like, feeling a little bit like, mean-spirited, or I feel downtrodden, I think about that lyric where it's like, you'll keep finding that life is sweeter when you are, because I remind myself, and it's like a stupid line. A lot of songs talk about this fact, right? But the lyric itself always stood out to me because of the thought where it's like, life is sweeter when you're sweeter, right? If I keep giving the world kindness, then the kindness that is given to me will feel twice fold. And even if life gets harder, as long as you keep being good and you keep being kind, then the moments where there is kindness given to you, you'll feel that appreciation in your heart. And I find that to be really important. And so when I feel mean-spirited or downtrodden, I listen to that line again, and I listen to that line again, and I remind myself to be as sweet as possible, to be as kind as possible. You know? I like to be as optimistic as possible. Because life is so filled with downtrodden feelings. So why not try to be as optimistic as possible, you know? I like to think about it like that. Thank you, Web! Have a good night! Have a good night! Hi, Epic. I think about it also when, like, there's a lot of lyrics in Sondheim musicals and other musicals I always think about all the time, you know? It's like, when I talked about being alive, there's a specific line that I really like in the beginning, even in the beginning of the song, and it's very meaningful. Honestly, I should do like a stream where I just talk about quotes that I really like. I love quotes. I used to have this little, like, people used to think it was my diary growing up. It was not a diary. I had a book growing up where I just kept quotes that I liked. Isn't that insane? It wasn't me writing about my feelings. I would just write down quotes I really liked. That I, like, wanted to remember. Because I love quotes. Certain quotes are just, like, they're so impactful, you know? What is that specific quote? I want to make sure I don't say it wrong. Yeah! There was when I was in school, one of my acting teachers always told me whenever I would get downtrodden and stuck in my head, he would always say the Albert Einstein quote, the one that is his famous, ultra famous quote, where it's like, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. You know? I always remember that one. I always think that quote is like so impactful to my life, because I also always remind myself it's very impactful, and like specifically in like my family growing up, our mindset was always very my family was very forward movement centric. I think it's very apparent in how I behave. Is that they were very focused on like life moves on. As Jinx Monsoon says, water off a duck's back. I also really like that quote from Jinx Monsoon. It's like their catchphrase is they always say water off a duck's back, water off a duck's back. Because ducks, their feathers, like, they're like water repellent basically, right? So it's like when life throws something water at you, you know, it's water off a duck's back, and you're the duck in that scenario. If that wasn't apparent. But the quote I really like. So the song of Being Alive is about like so the Bobby in the plot of Company is literally like the whole story is about this guy who's 35 and he's never been able to keep a long-term relationship. And it follows him in like basically thinking through his mind of his friends. He's always been the third wheel. And and he sings the song at the end. And like I remember when like I remember when I first listened to it, I was like, oh, I never even thought about that. Like, cause I always really felt this like need, like I always wanted to be perceived but not perceived, right? And there was this lyric where he says in the song, he says, somebody need me too much, somebody know me too well, somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. I was like, I had never even thought about like that feeling. It's like, cause it's such a common feeling, but I had never thought of how to explain it. That feeling of like, you know, wanting to be needed so much and known at the same time. That feeling of that, you know? Like, I had never considered how to explain that sort of feeling that you feel in your everyday life, you know, where it's like, I just want to feel so needed and I want to feel so known by people, but it's like, it's such a hard thing to happen, especially with how everyone like, you know, mostly connects over the internet. It can be hard. But I really like that part of the song, how it captures that feeling that so many have, you know. Hope your nose is my nose is pretty okay today, don't you guys think? I'm not really sniffling very much, I'm not sneezing, but I was sneezing a lot at work today. Have a good night. Have a good night, Mac. I'm Mac. Sorry, I was just thinking about the lyric. So in like Teen Beach Movie, at the end of the song, like the first movie, there's two movies. They're both great. We're gonna watch them in the summer. I think I told Nana that. I was like gonna do a watch along of Teen Beach Movie. She got really excited because I think she really likes Teen Beach Movie. But there's at the end of the final song in the first movie, there's like everyone's like surrounding Mac, the main character, in like on the beach, and then she like pulls up through the crowd and she looks at the camera and she's like, "Hi, I'm Mac," and then like the show ends and you're like, "But Mac, we just watched like a 2-hour movie. We know you. We know your name is Mac. Why are you reintroducing yourself in the final song in this stupid ass movie?" I like still to this day could never understand the choice for that direction. I was like, what? We all know her. But it's so funny. It's just in this song called I think it's called Summer Paradise, but the song is like, "Oh, summer paradise, cruising with the boys and girls, surfing day and night, everybody shooting the curl, hang 5, keep it alive, and then we drop down low, all toast to the nose, hang 10, hot dog it again, let's go, doo, doo. Surf's up." It's called Surf's Up. I just realized that when I sang the lyrics that it's called Surf's Up. Sorry, accident. Didn't mean to say the other name. Didn't mean to say the other name. That was my fault. I like, what do you call? No, it's a song in Teen Beach Movie. Penguins is a stupid franchise that can't hold a candle to the freaking amazing movies that are Happy Feet. Even if my friend who has a design degree always tells me that the Happy Feet movie penguins are ugly and the Surf's Up penguins are good and actually have good concept designs. Okay, I get it. I get it. In Happy Feet, they indicate that a penguin is a girl by giving her freaking boobs. Okay, I get it. All they do is make her chest a little bit bigger and add a little bit of a line to make it look like there's boobs on her. I get it. Okay, that's not great character design. I know that. Okay, I know that. But the story of Happy Feet is so much more impactful. Okay? Happy Feet 2! Every step counts! I remember when I saw that poster in the theater and it was Eric, or Eric. And he had his little foot in the air and he was about to step on the ground. And then they were like, and it was like, every step counts! Ah! So cute. It's so cute. Would I be down for a new sequel? Yeah. Yar. I like penguins. Oh yeah, there's a lot of penguin movies. I think it's sort of like, it's just that I think they're kind of easy to like draw, and they're kind of associated with tap dance and like performing, and like I feel like they're very cute. Like I feel like mostly of the time when they do like movies of a certain animal, right? It's like normally that they're cute, related to a certain continent or weather, and they have a reputation already, you know? Because there's like the penguins of Madagascar, there's like the penguins that are in Mary Poppins that are very popular. Happy Feet, Surf's Up, Penguin in the Pebble. Are you in? It's like how dogs are in a lot of movies, right? Say, ooh, 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 I'm streetwise. I got New York City high. Why do I worry? Why do I care? I remember. I love Oliver and Company. Sorry. I was thinking about penguins and I immediately thought of dogs and I thought about Oliver and Company. Which is not related to penguins at all. And then I heard the dog song where he's walking through the streets and he's got that shades on and he's like strutting in the streets. I love that line. I never like learned the whole song, but I love that song. Why should I worry? Why should I care? It was such an iconic song. Have a good night, peeper. No, dogs are always relevant. That's true. So are cats. Memory all alone on the moonlight. I remember when I watched the Cats movie in theaters. I will say it was the only time I've ever been to a movie and thought to myself, I wish I was drunk right now. I remember when I went to go see the Cats movie when it came out, I was like, this is the only time I've ever wished that I was like just so drunk to watch this. And I want you to know, you know, I saw Sausage Party in theaters, okay? I saw Sausage Party in theaters because my friends wanted to go see it, okay? Like, I didn't care about being drunk to see Sausage Party. I wish I was drunk when I saw Cats. Thank you! Happy you had a good Easter too! Like, and you have to understand, I really actually like Cats the Musical. I genuinely like the music from Cats the Musical. I wrote a 11-page paper on Cats in college. 11 pages. I wrote an 11-page paper on Cats. Okay? Like, I know Cats the Musical. I don't dislike it. But that movie? Oh my god, I wish I was drunk. I wish I was so freaking drunk for that movie. Okay? That movie sucked ass. Like, literally. And also, like, actually still literally, because they used to have buttholes on the cats and then they removed them. Like, I don't know why they did that. Like, it wasn't that hard. Like, the original Cats the Musical, the film, because there's actually a pro shoot of Cats, like, with, I believe, one of the original casts. There's a pro shoot. And it's very good. The pro shoot of Cats is actually phenomenal. I love the pro shoot, but I just think that the it's certainly something, ain't it? Ain't it? Well, you know what do you call? One of, I forget who it was who said they wanted to do it with me. But I recently talked to someone who really likes Legally Blonde. Someone mentioned to me, was it Yumi? I forget. But I was talking to them about Legally Blonde. They were like, Legally Blonde's my favorite musical. And I was like, it is? We have to do a watch along. Because Legally Blonde, I love Legally Blonde, and it had a really good pro shoot. Oh yeah, there's Legally Blonde musical. It was written by the same person who wrote the Heathers musical. It's an adaptation of the actual movie, but the Legally Blonde musical was written by the same person who wrote the Heathers the musical. And that's like it's phenomenal, by the way. I love Legally Blonde. I wish that I was a better singer so that I could sing songs from Legally Blonde, because the songs in Legally Blonde are like so, it's like, God, they're so demanding. They're like, it's a phenomenally demanding show. A lot of high schools do it for some reason, which I don't understand. Because it's a really hard show to produce. I auditioned for Legally Blonde the musical at my high school when they were doing it, and I didn't get cast because my teacher said that I was too sad to be in it. She was like, "You don't seem like you could pretend to be happy enough to be in the show," and I was like, "What the heck?" It wasn't that I wasn't talented enough, it was that I seemed too sad. I was like, excuse me. I was like, I promise I'm an actor, I can pretend to be happier. Like, I even like, when I knew that we were doing, when I knew that we were gonna do a production of Legally Blonde during the school year, I remember that whole summer I was spending time jumping rope, trying to make sure that I was fit enough to be in the show. Because there's a show, in the show there's a number where it's called Whipped into Shape, and they do like jump roping for almost the entire song. So I spent that whole summer like training, like I was like doing jump rope stuff, like trying to be prepared, have the stamina to do the show. And then she was like, no. And I was like, oh. Okay. It was fine. I got into a different show outside of school during that period, but it was like, whatever. I was like, whatever. You know? I mean, I also like... There was another production I auditioned for at that school, which I won't mention because that one is a little bit more niche. But I auditioned in school for this like production of this play I really like. It's a phenomenal show. But I auditioned and I got called back for the main lead, right? Like there was a male, female, there was a female and a male lead, and I was like called in for the female lead, and I was excited. I was very excited because I loved the play so much, and I loved that girl's monologues because the monologues for that character were just so well written. But in like the final like parts of casting, my director pulled me aside and he was like, Toka, I really want to pick you because I feel like you can act this role better, but I just feel like you're a little... I was like, what? He was like, I just kind of imagine her a little bit more like feminine, because I'm like, I feel like, I guess I've been told many times I give off like tomboy is what I've been told. I give off like a tomboyish vibe. I've been told I carry myself kind of like a tomboy. Like I don't like carry myself in like a very high feminine way. And the girl that was like also auditioning for the same part as me, she was very like dainty, like feminine, gets her nails done, wears makeup every day sort of girl, you know? Because I guess in some ways I'm like a no nonsense sort of girl, you know? And she was like, my mom, she was my friend. We're still friends. I don't know why I'm talking about her like she's like we don't talk anymore. Like we're still friends. I don't know why I'm talking about her like that. Like, you know, she's very beautiful, very tall, nice nails, nice makeup, nice purses, nice dresses, you know, like that sort of girl, you know, very girly girl in the sense of what they call girly girl, right? And I was just kind of like, I was like, I can act. Like, what the heck do you mean? I was like, I mean, like, like he told me that, and I was like, I mean, I can be feminine. I will be honest with you, that's what started getting me into like wearing skirts and dresses more. Because before that, because I guess when I was younger, I did dress a little bit more tomboyish, you know, like I was really big into like, jeans and overalls and like collared shirts and stuff. But that's also because I went to like schools that had that as a part of the dress code. Oh my god, Rena! Hi, Rena. Hi, Sleep Eeps. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. 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 I still can't do a good owl. Frickety! I can do a chicken. I'll still do a chicken for you, Rena. I always do a chicken for you. I can do a crow for you, Rena. Me instantly tries to come up with bird sounds to make for Rena. Hi! How was your stream, Rena? What were you playing? How was your stream? Please, I love your very close. Thanks. What were you doing? I was talking to people about my horrible casting stories from when I was in school. I actually have had an extraordinary amount of horrible casting experiences. Oh, I'm sorry it was bugged. That sucks. What the heck? I mean, you know what? Why not crash that RV? Let it go. Tumbles down the hill. Bam! Was that an accurate retelling of crashing the RV? Was that an accurate sound rendering as well? But I hope you had a good time other than that, Rena. I love you, Rena Winette. Miss Cute Lady. Miss Pretty Lady. It was rolling like that, so yes. Roasted like the killer's boots. Wah! You're pretty! What the heck are these? Rena Winette is pretty. If you guys haven't seen, oh my god, Rena, I was talking about you earlier. Actually, I don't know. I was talking about like looking into music a little earlier, like what I like about like covers and stuff. And I mentioned your cover specifically of Secret Moon. I was talking about how I was always really enamored with the beginning of your cover of Secret Moon, and I was wondering why. And I was listening back to it a while, and I was like, I like really love the way that you said. When you in the beginning where it's like and you go 1 2 for you, and it's like so like I hear it, my brain goes blank. I'm like I listen to that, I'm like my brain I was like, oh my god, I love Rena Winette. I love Rena Winette. You know? Like, it's so good. I'll learn it. I want to learn it. I want to learn it actually, because I want to do. I was hoping in like December to do a karaoke where I sing all of the covers that SVP does. You know? I think that'd be a fun karaoke. Like I like the year mark doing like a cover, or not cover, doing a karaoke of like all the songs that SVP girls have done for covers. I think that'd be really fun. Oh my god, yippee! If you ever need Kyome no Nami too, I have that instrumental. You can have that. Winette can have all of my possessions or anything that I own, including my soul, my heart, my lungs. I mean, I guess she can't have my eyes because I need those to look at her, but you can have all the rest of it. I was talking about Rena how when I hope that if you're tired, you have a good night. By the way, I hope that you're not you don't feel obligated to stay. I hope you had a good night. I hope you take care of yourself. I love you. I was talking about how I was in the final casting call for like this role when I was like in high school, and the teacher pulled me aside and was like, Toka, I think you'd act this role really well, but I don't think you're feminine enough. And I was like, what the frick? And how that like got me into wearing a bunch of skirts and dresses. Cause I used to wear like, I was like that girl in high school who was always wearing like high-waisted jeans and tucked in shirts and stuff, and like overall. And then like my teacher was like, I would have loved to given you this main part, but like I just don't think you're feminine enough. And like it was given to this girl who I'm friends with still, by the way, who is beautiful, but she has like painted nails and pretty makeup and pretty bags and carries herself very like very femininely. And then like I was like, I guess if I want he was like, Toka, I think if you want more roles, you're gonna have to start dressing differently. And you know what? At the age I was easily influenced. And I was like, I guess so, huh? He was like, I think you have to sort of, you know, fit, I think, the mold a little bit more for what, like, casting directors will want from you. And I was like, I guess so. So that's why I started wearing a lot of skirts and dresses. Was like, he was like, Toka, I think if you just dressed differently, you would get more roles. And I was like, I guess I can change my wardrobe and start wearing makeup or whatever. And wearing nail polish. And so that's why, that was the point of my life when I started wearing a lot of makeup and wearing dresses and skirts and painting my nails. Now, did it get me to give the vibe of being more feminine? I don't have any clue. I was still being told that I acted kind of like a tomboy at that period of my life, but it's like, whatever. I still mostly wear like skirts and dresses to this day after that, but you know. Wah! I love you and anything, Reno Lunette. Wah! I hope you have a good night. Please rest well. Please rest well, Reno. Please rest well. I hope you have a good dream so I can see you there. I hope you have a good dream so that I can see you there. I see you first. She's gonna come into my dream and then she's gonna be wearing her hood and she's gonna go, who? Why, it's me, Rena Lunette, here to make your dreams good and so you won't die this time. When Rena comes into my dreams to stop me from dying in them. Have a good night though, Rena. I hope you have a good dream. I hope you have good dreams. I actually haven't had a lot of bad dreams, guys, recently, because I haven't remembered my dreams. I've been, like, surprisingly sleeping kind of early within these last couple of days. I think because, like, last week I was so tired after the birthday stuff. I, like, for those days, I was, like, passing out. I remember, like, that Tuesday I took off, I went to bed at, like, 12 a.m. I haven't done that in months. I, like, passed out. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't stay up anymore. Recently, I've been sleeping at like 2 a.m. So which is like a little bit earlier than I used to sleep too. Though sometimes I stay up till like 4 or 5 still. But most of the time, I sleep more at 2 now. How many hours of sleep? I don't know. Normally, I think I get like... So if I fall asleep at... If I fall asleep at 3-ish. I wake up for work at 7:30-ish. I get about, what, 4.5 hours? It's like 4.5 hours, isn't it? But on days I have off, I sleep in. So, like, the weekend, I guess. I guess the weekend I sleep in. I sleep longer in on the weekend. That's what most people do. I felt so bad for my neighbor this morning. I don't take naps anymore. I used to. Or I started streaming for SVP. I used to take naps. I remember, like, a couple years ago, I used to take a nap almost every day. But nowadays, I don't have time for that. I think of everything in blocks of time, you know? Like, do I have time to fit that in? I try to make time for people, but I don't think, like, in my head, napping is not as valuable as people or projects. So it's like, well, the tier of importance-ness, like, how badly do I need the nap, you know? So I actually prefer naps to sleeping. I would rather sleep in a nap format than sleep in a sleep format. But I find that, like, hi Emily, welcome. I find that it's hard though, you know, to judge whether you need a nap or not, or if a nap is important enough to take. Like, have a good night, watcher. I hope you have a good sleep. I think about that a lot though. I was gonna say, oh. I remember, that was what I was gonna say. Like, so when it comes to, like, also, so there was also a time when, like, it was so funny. So I was also in a different production when I was in high school. And it was very interesting. It was like my first time. So I don't know if I've ever said this, but so when I did theater growing up, I wasn't just like an actor or like a singer or a dancer for like musicals. I also did lighting design, and I also did some assistant directing at the same time, which was really fun. I actually considered for a time going to school for lighting design instead of theater because I loved lighting design. Lighting design is so cool. I know some people think that people in tech are like not that cool, but I think they're really cool. Like, cause it's so cool to like build color onto a set or build like mood. Like you craft that from your hands. Isn't that so cool? That's how I feel about like people who do MV editing now too for like music videos for VTubers. It is so cool how people just build a story and a mood through like these editings of like effect that add to like the sound of like a cover or the art that's in a cover. Really? Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you. I hope you liked. I'm so excited for my birthday standee. I think it's gonna be so pretty. It looks so pretty. If you haven't seen it yet, it's I have the graphic right here. Look at this standee. Who cares about the art sticker I drew? Who cares about that? We're looking at the standee. Look at this standee. Isn't it just pretty? I just really like this art. I think Nago is an amazing artist. I love the art so much. I just think it's beautiful. I like how it's laid out. I love the background with the foreground. You know? I love like how they do these like these diorama standees. I think they're really, really beautiful. I think it's beautiful. I drew the sticker. It's kind of whatever. Kind of whatever. I think so. If I remember correctly, it's gonna be my favorite one. I won't tell them. Don't worry. I won't tell them, Emily. I won't tell them. I remember when I like so for like what is it called? For when I was younger, I used to, so actually I will say you guys might want to use this tip. I think I've said it before on stream, but I'll say it again because I think it's a great tip. I put personalized alarms on my phone that I download. Like there's like you can either set downloads to your phone to become a alert or like a ringtone. I think if you use like there's an app for it, but I know there's other ways to do it too. But all of my alarms on my phone are things that I will be embarrassed if people hear, because it makes me get up, it makes me turn it off. Like I can't ignore it, because if you set it as something you don't want people to hear, you will turn it off. That's like my secret. That's how I get up every morning. If I didn't have my alarms be something that I did not want people to hear, I would not wake up. I'm not like I'm actually a very good morning person. I'm pretty good at being a morning person, but I have a hard time getting out of bed is the issue. Like not like a long time. Like I'm not one of those people who like gets up and then scrolls on their phone in bed. Like I know a lot of people who do that, and I think that's really real. And I would say it's relatable, but I don't do that because if I don't get out of bed once I wake up, I will stay in bed. So I have to get out of bed. There's not an in-between for me. I either turn off the alarm and roll over and then go back to sleep or fall asleep holding my phone, or I wake up, turn off the alarm, and get out of bed. There's like there's not an in-between of it where I just like scroll for a long time and hang out on my bed. I have to get out. But my alarms are always like things that are like kind of embarrassing if people hear. So I wake up and I have to turn it off, especially like so there's like a like one of my alarms. I'll say the one I never use in public. This is like one of my wake up alarms. This is my like this alarm is like my like this is like the last alarm. If you don't get up, you're gonna be late for something alarm. Is I have an alarm that's set for the opening to Be More Chill the musical. If you know that musical, it's about like a teen boy and like one of the first lyrics, it goes, so the ringtones goes like come on, come on, go, come on, come on, go. And then he has this lyric after that that's like, I'm waiting for my porno to load. And I hate that lyric. It makes me cringe. It's embarrassing. I dislike it. And so I wake up and I turn off that alarm so that I never have to hear that lyric ever again. And I haven't heard it for years. Like, it makes me cringe. Yeah, I have a window of time to stop it. I have like a couple of seconds. So when I hear it, I hear like, I'll wake up, I'll hear like, if my last alarm, I'll wake up, I'll hear like a I'm like, I like flip over, I turn it off, and I get out of bed. Like, it scares me. It like terrifies me when I hear that sound. I'm like, no way! It's not gonna play that embarrassing line, not to my ears. Get that thing away from me. Yeah. I'm like, I needed to stop. The earlier alarms are all just songs that I think are a little bit embarrassing, or like songs that are like very like, you know, like when you have like something you really like and like you just don't want people to know you like it, sort of thing. Like they're like old Disney songs that I just don't want people to know that I still listen to and stuff. But it helps. It's a really good way to get up, is like to just have something embarrassing as your alarm. Then you're like, oh my god, I have to pay attention now. Actually though, that's kind of what happens. I just can't. I can't. If I'm too embarrassed to hear it, I will never hear it if it's off, won't I? I can turn it off. Why wouldn't I? And then I do, because I have fear. Because I have fear. Because before that, I used to have alarms that were like songs I actually liked, and that didn't really help me get up, you know? Because I could just sleep through it. Like, there was no incentive. I liked the song. Like, there's the song I used to have as like my alarm was what's it even called? It's called We're Beautiful. It's by, I believe, Devo. It's like a weirdcore song. It's by Devo. It's like, we're beautiful. I'm on in da 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 da. Da, 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 da. It's like such a beautiful song. I love weirdcore music, so it was a really fun intro. I also used to have Pale Machine by Bowen as my as one of my first ones as well, of my like alarms. When I learned how to set alarms that were personalized, I used to have Pale Machine from Bowen, but I couldn't have Pale Machine be an alarm for too long because I liked the song too much and it was making me have a negative association with the song. Oh my god, you got your first pen light? Yippee! I love pen lights. I love pen lights. I think they're so pretty and so fun. I like bringing mine to karaoke. If I ever go to karaoke with my friends, I love bringing a pen light to karaoke so I can like wave the pen light at karaoke. I mean, every time I think about pen lights now though, I always think about like I see pen light in my head and I immediately hear like the we are star 3 check. Ah, come on, come on, come on, come on! I love Oshinoko. I'm so Oshinoko brain rotted right now. I'm very Oshinoko brain rot. Ooh, a baby metal concert? I hope you have fun. Oh yeah, I mean it depends on the one you get. Like, some of them are really easy to change. Like, it depends on the brand, I think. Because there are ones where like you can, when you turn it on, you can like, it's so bright. I just turned on my pen light. It's like blasting my eyes with light. But like, there are ones that you can buy that are a little bit like, that are easier to select the colors, where it's like, you press the menu and then like, it just changes the color in a square so that no one gets to see you change the color, and then you can click to change the color. So it's like, you can be like on purple and then like, there's a little square and you can see the colors change to like whatever one you want, and then you can switch to the next one, and it helps. Because the first pen light I ever got was a cheap one off of like the internet, and the light didn't like it didn't like it just like, you had to press the button and it would change through all of the colors on the light visibly, and it wasn't with the little square, and so it was like harder to change the colors to what I wanted at like a moment's notice, you know? Oh, Barry? Is she like Kai guy, or is that like a different one? I know Barry, the one that's like she's like a Kai guy English speaking idol who also sings Japanese and stuff. I know that Barry. But I don't know if there's another Barry. Because there's that Barry, and I also know I'm a really big fan of Phoebe. I'm a really big fan of Phoebe. Open up the dusty storybook and take another look. I love Phoebe. Yeah, I know Barry. Yeah, I've listened to a couple of her songs. She's so cute. My favorite English-speaking Kai Guy idol is Phoebe. I'm a really big fan of Phoebe. I look up to her too because she's a very hard worker and it really invigorates me. Really invigorates me when I see her. You got to see her live on Friday, Pog? That's so cool. What the heck? I've always wanted to be able to see Phoebe live. She's so cool. I like, what do you call, my favorite, I will say my Oshi in terms of like JP Seiyu though, my JP Seiyu that I'm like a huge big fan of is Moeka Koizumi, if any of you know her. She's a voice actress. She voice acts for Shioriko Mifune in Love Live, and she also is the voice actor for Daimon, who's my favorite character in the whole world. But I really like, I'm a huge fan of Moeka's voice. I'm a huge fan of her voice. Her new Seiyu nickname is Pipi, which is so funny because when I met Pierella and everyone started calling her Pipi, I was like, oh my god, you're like my Oshi Pipi. Went to SakuraCon and she did a kawaii skate night. Ooh, I've never heard of that. What's a skate night? Wait, how does that work? What is a skate night? What does that do? Do you like, does that mean like you're skating while they perform, or are they skating while they perform? I've tried to roller skate before. I'm really bad. Which is crazy because I used to be phenomenal at rollerblading growing up. I got my first pair of rollerblades growing up when I started watching Cardcaptor Sakura, and I was like, I have to learn how to rollerblade. I was like, if Sakura can rollerblade, then I can rollerblade. You skate and they perform? Ooh, that's so cool. Honestly, Pog, I wish that happened near me. I would want to do that. That's cool. I mean, I would fall, but it'd be worth it. I would fall, but it would be worth it to hear someone I like performing. Yeah, so I used to be really good at ice skating as a kid. I mean, I wasn't like an ice skater, you know, but like, what do you call? I would like ice skate with my family and stuff when we go to the ice skating rink, and we would ice skate. I was pretty good at it. I used to go really fast, but I tried it again recently a couple of years ago, and I face planted so many times. I was so bad. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like riding a bike. You always remember how to do— Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not how it works. It's not how it works. I'll tell you that. I also retried rollerblading recently. Nope. It's not how it works. I wish it was as easy as just remembering how to do it. Nope. Don't remember any of those skills. Crazy. Ice skating was easier for me than roller skating? Really? Depends, I guess, on like how your ankles are. I guess I do have really weak ankles now. That is, as the kids say, cap. True. Well, it's like point. Like I used to do when I was younger, but I think if I had to do point again now, I would freaking suck at it. Like in my brain, I'm like, oh, I could just go back on point and it would be fine. No, I think if I tried to do point again, I think I would die. My ankles have not been that strong in years. Like, I feel like my ankles just become weaker and weaker by the year. I need to start doing ankle exercises again. Like, all the sedentariness of life is like, oh, it just weakens your ankles. Like, when I was dancing today, I was like, oh my god, I should practice turns while I'm, like, dancing. And then I was like, oh my god, I can't spot for shit anymore. I can't spot for shit anymore. What the frick is body memory? That's the biggest ripoff I've ever heard of in my life. Bah. Body memory. Ugh. Crazy. Easier with a stable angle, the ice skates are thinner. Ah, that's true, that's true, that's true. I mean, I think what was hard for me with ice skating again was like not remembering how to move in general, you know? My old brain is not skibbity enough for your newfangled slang. I think skibbity is newer than cap, isn't it? Or is it not? I don't remember. I think skibbity is newer than cap, isn't it? I have no idea. I don't remember. I learn words at whatever pace it's fed to me. Like, whoever feeds it to me, I'm like, yep, must be new, must be with the kids and hip. What's that song that Lemmy sings now with that video? I forget what that video was. It's like, deedle-leedle-lee, Gengar, oh, Giri, Ginga, Giga, Ginga, Giri, Gengar, Gingago, Gengar, Giri, Ginga, Gingaigu, Gungaigo. I don't remember. Who's that one? I know that one, I think. I learned that one from Lemmy. I also like when I remember when like the Smile song from Lily Allen became like a sound very popular on YouTube recently, and I was like, and people were like, oh my god, this song Smile is so good. I was like, we've known that. That is not a new song. We've known that. What do you mean this Lily Allen song Smile is good? That song's old as hell. That song's old as freaking hell. Yeah, we all know Smile is a good song, okay? Lily Allen's an icon. I love Lily Allen songs. I still remember the slang of 2012 YouTube. What was the slang back then? You have to understand, when I was growing up, I had access to the internet. I actively chose. I guess, now that I think about it, I guess my brain has always been the same. Like, when I'm like, yeah, I just don't do things I don't want to do, and I don't spend time on things I don't think are worth my time. Like, I didn't consume a lot of internet culture because I was like, why would I do that when I could do musical theater? And then when I was like watching things on YouTube, I was watching like anime part 12 of a series I liked episode, or like I was watching like, I don't know, like I was watching like a Judy Phonic cover, or like I was like, I don't know, yeah, part 10 was always deleted for DMCA, or like I was like watching or I was watching like, I don't know, what's an old YouTuber I used to watch? I didn't watch a lot of YouTubers when I was a kid. I was watching mostly like anime, or I was busy. Like, I didn't have time to partake in internet culture. I was reading Warrior Cats and reading fan fiction. I was busy reading Warrior Cats and fan fiction and doing theater and watching anime. Like, I didn't have time for internet culture. You know? And like, I did have like a Tumblr and stuff, but the stuff I was like reposting on Tumblr was like Glee memes, or, you know, like my internet culture was like highly curated by feeds. Like, do you remember back in the day when feeds were actually really curated? When like you could like a thing and they would actually feed you the thing you liked easily, and you would just keep getting fed that. It was so nice. When I used to be able to go on Tumblr and I would only like and retweet like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Glee, and I would just keep getting that. And I would just get fed random stuff that disturbed me. Like, that was pretty great, actually. I enjoyed that very, very much. Like, me when I could just go on Tumblr and I could get a bunch of really good fan fiction, and I wouldn't even have to, like, search through databases. People would just make the best feeds ever of, like, collections of really good fan fiction, and I could just easily find it. You know? Though I will say, the best Buffy the Vampire Slayer fanfiction is on forums. Like, because I read a lot of it on fanfiction.net, you know, and like on AO3, but I will say some of the best fanfiction I ever read was stuff that I found on like these old, like really ancient forums that like I had to look up how to use because they're so old. I was like, I don't even know how to use this. Like, what is this? Like, I was like, I don't know how to read this form. I don't know how to use this form. I don't know like how to navigate. So I had to like look up how to navigate these really old like fanfiction forms. And then like I found some of the best like Buffy the Vampire fanfiction ever. I was like, this is so good. This is phenomenal. I was like, why is this not on like fanfiction.net or AO3? Like this is a masterpiece. I was reading like some like god tier fanfiction on these old ass janky forms where you would have to go back because they would publish it and the chapters would be on a form entry. So you'd have to be like, oh, so this is part 40? Let me go like 20,000 pages back so I can get to part 1 and then go back forward, you know? Like it was crazy. But there was some really good, like, because I really like, so I don't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer that much anymore. I watch it once a year, every October. I save Buffy the Vampire Slayer for October. Every October, I rewatch parts of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Not all of it, it's really long. I watch the episodes I like. But I was such a big Buffy and Willow. I was a big Buffy and Tara and Buffy. So Buffy and Faith. I read a lot of Buffy and Faith fanfiction. And I read a lot of Willow and Tara fanfiction. Those are really good. I will say that. Those are written really, really well. They are. They are. Some people might be like, but Toka, Faith and Buffy aren't canon. Okay? That's why you read fanfiction. Okay? I'm aware of that. That's why you read fanfiction, because it's not canon. Because toxic Yuri is always good. I love toxic Yuri. Because I remember I've talked to people before and I'll be like, yeah, I really love Buffy x Faith fanfiction. People will be like, that's not canon. I'll be like, yeah. If it was canon, I wouldn't need to read the fanfiction. I would rewatch the show. Like, you read a lot of fanfiction because it's not a canon ship, so you have to read the fanfiction because it doesn't happen on the show. What are you talking about? Like, it's so crazy. Like, my favorite, like, I have a couple of favorite ships that are canon, but like, they're very specific. Like, I really like Hickstrid, which is Hiccup and Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon. I love that. They have really good fanfiction, by the way. They're so cute. Or like, you know, but it's like, if I have a ship that's not real, I have to read fanfiction. Like, you know, like, what was one of my first fanfiction ships I used to read? Oh, I read a lot of you'd be like, you read about cats? Yeah, I did. So I like warrior cats. Sue me, okay? I used to read a lot of Hollyleaf x Ivypool fanfiction, okay? Whatever. Used to read a lot of Hollyleaf x Ivypool, okay? And whatever, they're both like really damaged, okay? You know? Or like, I used to read I used to really love I used to love reading Jade and Tori fanfiction from Victorious. I'm still salty that they never put Jade and Tori together. I know that it was on Nickelodeon and like a time where they would have never done that, but just like the way that they wrote their relationship is so enemies to lovers, like actual enemies to lovers, that the fact that they didn't get together like pisses me off actually. You're telling me Jade and Tori aren't meant to be together? Excuse me. Jade and Beck have the most like tumultuous, toxic relationship. Like, what do you mean that they don't get together? The way that it didn't become a Beck and Jade love triangle for Tori is insane to me. Insanity. Actual insanity. Sorry, I'm just ranting about a ship that I really like. You walked in on me ranting about a ship that I really like. They did not see the vision, and they wrote the vision! They wrote the vision into existence and then looked away. They chose to look away. Why? Why? Why did they do that? You know? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. You know what I mean? Because, like, there's that whole episode, right? Where, like, Tori and Jade go on a date and they, like, pretend to, like, be married so that they can play a part in a play really well. And it's like cooking. That episode is basically a fanfiction, honestly. It's basically, like, a fanfiction at that point. Like, that episode is literally a fanfiction. And then you're like, this is perfect. Everything's turning out right. At the end, they learn to appreciate each other. It's like, yippee ki-yay. Hi, Usagi! Welcome! You know? Yeah, that entire plot point in any show is amazing. But oh, you're so real for that. You're so real for that. That's the only thing I remember the most. It's so true. We're talking about Victorious. That old Nickelodeon show. We're talking about Victorious. I'm good. How are you? We're talking about how pissed off I am that Jade and Tori don't get together. Because it's like, I get it. Like, and then, like, what's crazy is they broke Beck and Jade up, right? And then they're like, oh my god. Like, they're like, oh, and now Beck has a crush on Tori? From, like, I get that, like, in the first episode, they, like, have that moment where she's, like, cleaning the coffee off his shirt with her little sleeve, you know? And, like, I get it. I get it. But, like, what's happening? What's happening there? I get it. But, like, I think they were always better off as friends. Ooh, you're going to the gym tomorrow? Good luck. I hope you have fun. Oh, I see. I mean, like, is it a good show? That's a really interesting question. Is it actually a good show? That's a really interesting question. Do I think it actually is a good... I think it's actually a good show. Well, I don't know. But if you like musical TV shows, I recommend it. If you don't, I wouldn't recommend it to you. It's not the best written thing. But I will say, I mean, I guess I should just save this for, like, when I do my stream on Friday, but I will say, it was a part of why I decided to adapt the brunch, like, the Breakfast Club into the Brunch Bunch for my birthday, was because I remembered that episode that they did for, Victorious, where they did the Breakfast Club, but it's Victorious. They also, like, kind of did a little bit of that for, like, The Wizard of Oz, for, like, the April Fool's episode. I never got into True Jackson. I watched Victorious, I watched Glee, and, like, I like, what do you call? I think, like, the thing about, Glee is that, like, I think, so, when it comes to, like, Glee, so the problem is, like, I just hated the main character. I hated the main character so much. I mean, technically, Glee is an ensemble show. Technically, Glee is a ensemble show. That is a technicality. Because Rachel Berry is literally always the main character. But, like, I hated her so much. It was so hard to enjoy the show. But then, like, you know, you love the other characters enough to keep supporting them, you know? I actually never got into Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. But I know Rena really likes Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. I don't know what it was about that. I never got into it. But it's weird because I was watching YouTube when that happened. Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris is, I feel like the most iconic number that he's in is when he sings Dream On with Will Schuester. Which I hate Will Schuester. Yeah, I mean, I remember, so, when I think about Neil Patrick Harris, by the way, Phoebo, if you like Neil Patrick Harris, then you must know Company, right? Because he was in a pro shoot of Company as Bobby. He was in a production of Company as Bobby. And it was recorded. There's like a version of it, I think, probably on YouTube. But, when I think of Neil Patrick Harris, I always think about, like, it always makes me think about, particularly, How I Met Your Mother. And How I Met Your Mother was one of my favorite shows growing up because, strangely enough, I used to watch How I Met Your Mother with my own mom. My mom and I would sit down together and watch the new episodes as they came out. And my dad hated the show, and so my Tokopa would just be like, he would like we would be eating like at the TV tables and eating dinner, and he'd just be like, and my mom would be like, and you know, she'd be like laughing and watching. I would be sitting there like, so I normally don't like to express how I feel, so I would normally just sit there and be like, this is fun. And she'd be like, Toka, isn't that so funny? And I'd be like, yeah, I think that's funny, Mom. Yeah, it's really good. I love How I Met Your Mother. I think it's so funny. It was one of the longest shows that I ever like watched with my parents. Other than Criminal Minds. I watched Criminal Minds since I was like really young with my parents. Yeah, and it was one of the only shows that I ever watched on television that I thought was like actually kind of funny. I mean, I didn't like ever laugh out loud really, but I did find it funny. Ooh, The Big Bang Theory. I always wanted to get into that show, but I never really liked a lot of the characters in it. I just really like but I liked Amy. I thought Amy was really funny. I like Amy a lot. La Tena Villa. I don't know that show. But I'm happy you guys watched together. It must be good. I mean, there's a lot of shows that I like watched growing up. I like wanted to get more into that like I never really did. Because my family was very big on like my family was really big on like Criminal Minds, How Much Your Mother, NCIS, CSI. Because my dad loved crime shows, so I watched a lot of crime shows, you know? And I like a lot of those, it's like you barely remember like what's happening in them because they're the same every single time and they go on for like actual decades, so it's hard to remember what's happening in the plot for a show like Special Victims Unit, like SVP, like no, SVU, Law and Order SVU. Like, it's hard to remember what happens in those shows because of how long it goes on. Because you're like, what's happening? Oh, I see. I've never heard of that one, but it must be good if people are watching it, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, a Stellar Fish Productions moment. I don't know. I will say though, what's sort of funny or interesting is when you watch like one of those old crime shows, you know, like CSI, and then like randomly a movie star that you like really like just pops onto the screen, and like you forget that they all like basically everyone ever has acted in like an NCIS, CSI, or SVU episode. You know what I mean? Oh, I see. You know, it's like crazy because you'll just see a random star and you'll be like, oh my god, what are you doing here? Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Like an example is like, so I really like the person who plays Supergirl, because obviously I've said it many times, the Supergirl is one of my favorite franchises because I read the fanfiction like it's I read the fanfiction like I'm drinking water. Like when I'm actually reading fanfiction, I read so much Supergirl fanfiction, it's almost insane. But like Melissa, I don't know how to say her last name, Benoist or whatever, the actress who plays her. She's also Marley Rose, who's my favorite character from Glee, by the way. My favorite character from Glee is Marley, and like she plays these like two iconic characters that I really like. And then one day I was watching, I was like, I think she's like, her face is familiar to me. I was like, her face is familiar to me. When I first saw her in Glee, I was like, her face is kind of familiar to me. How do I know this girl? And I found out years later, rewatching, like, I think it's a CSI episode or something, or an NCIS episode. She's in one of those episodes that I liked a lot when I was a kid. That's how I know her. It's because she was in one of those crime episodes that I liked. Because she's in this episode, I forget which of the shows it is, it's one of those crime shows, but she's in an episode that's about ballet. So of course I remember that episode, because it was about ballet. It's also basically Toxic Yuri. So I remember her because she was in an episode of a crime TV series where it's the episode about a ballet school. It has Toxic Yuri in it. I was like, oh my god, of course I remembered her. Because this episode, it's like, it's about like, these two girls who are like best friends, and they go to this ballet school, and the girl is supposed to be like one of these up and coming like prima ballerinas basically, and like a different girl like dies from being bludgeoned to death, and like a different girl like gets her shoes, like her foot effed up because someone puts glass in her shoe, and it's like crazy. And then like the girl that I like the actress of is like these two girls who were in the school, and like she's in line to be one of the next best dancers, and like they like think they're like insane basically. They think they have like this psychic link. They like genuinely think they have this like psychic link. And so like the main girl is like completely like not like confused about what's happening, but it turns out that the other girl who has like this fake psychic link connection killed the girl because she wanted to help the other girl get the role, because she's like, we are like one person, we're like meant to be together forever. They never say they're in love, but they're like, oh, we're meant to be together because we have this psychic link, and if you feel pain, I feel pain. And I'm like, holy crap. That's such toxic Yuri. She's like, I can feel her. It's like in her head, I'm like, you're insane is what's happening. I don't think you could feel her pain. I think you're a little crazy. But like, okay. But it's like, you know, it's one of those, like, she's a murderer, so obviously I don't expect her to be in the sanest of states. Honestly, it was very anime coded. It felt very anime coded, now when I think of it. The plot's kind of very much like an anime, isn't it? Which fruit have you ever despised? I don't really hate any fruits. I like fruit a lot, actually. I like eating fruits. I like eating vegetables. Yeah! Everyone's in CSI or NCIS or SVU. Like, it's like everyone has to have been on there at least once. It's like a rite of passage, honestly, at this point, isn't it? It's like, can you imagine being a famous actor and you've never been on CSI? Kind of insane. Like, if I became a famous actor and I never got to be on one of those iconic film, like iconic cop shows, I would feel like I was missing out. I'd be like, why am I excluded from this club? Me and CSI when? Yeah, me when I learned to become an actor in frickin' wherever they do that shooting for that. Or SNL. Well, SNL is a lot more selective. SNL is a lot harder to get into. You have to be able to get into the writer's room for that. Most SNL people, I believe, start off as people in the writer's room for the comedy, and then they eventually get put into the main cast. Yeah, 2055. I really don't like. So I have this issue is that I've had a lot of teachers tell me they think I'd be good at film acting because I don't express too. I puppet this model very specifically because it's what VTubing is, but I actually don't move my face a lot, IRL. I'm actually very unexpressive in terms of facial movement, you know? I know that's hard to believe because I'm a VTuber, so you basically rely on my face tracking in order to appreciate any of this, but it's like, I don't actually move my face that much in real life. And so like, I've been told by many acting teachers that they think I'd be good in film because I act much more naturally. But I actually really hate film. Because, well, not like, as in like I hate film. But you know what I mean, like I hate film acting because I don't like being on camera. I don't even like getting photos taken of me. That's like how much I hate being on camera. I don't even like family photos, no way. Friendship photos, no way. Like, if I, normally if I take a photo, most of the time, if I'm like with friends, like I'm wearing a mask. Like I don't like to have photos of myself. I don't like to see myself like that. Like, I don't like it. Well, yeah, and also no one's filming me. I don't have like as much stage fright when it comes to acting on stage, but like like film and stuff is like so hard because like you're consciously aware that there are cameras filming you, you know, and I don't like being on camera. I don't like pictures taken of me. I don't like that type of stuff. So I don't like that sort of thing. Because we did have like a film unit when I went to school, and I was like, ugh, death, doom, destruction. I mean, I have photos of myself, obviously, you know, like, you don't get away with being, I don't have any siblings. You don't get away with being an only child and not having, like, 1,000 photos of taken of you. I have a lot of photos of myself, actually. My mom loved taking photos of me growing up. I did not enjoy it, but I did not tell her no because I don't tell my parents no. But, like, I always tried to hide if I could. I mean, I have obviously graduation photos. I didn't like them. Didn't want to take them. My dad actually my Tokupa tricked me into going to graduation photo shoot day. Like, for photos day. Like, so I woke up one day. I was home alone. Like, it was like the weekend. So, like, I was just, like, it wasn't a school day. I was at home vibing. And I was like, my Tokupa was like, get dressed, we're gonna go pick up something. I was like, oh, okay. So I just put on like casual clothes because I thought we were just going to pick up something from the music store. Because he was saying that we were gonna go to the music store because he ordered something. And I was like, okay. Because my dad was very big on music. So obviously I believed him. And I was just wearing like a casual outfit. I wasn't even wearing shoes, by the way. I was wearing like slippers. I was like, I just thought I was going outside for a casual, like, everyday sort of event, you know? Everyday casual thing. Wasn't wearing any makeup, didn't do my hair or anything. And then, like, he dropped me off. We stopped at a place, and I was like, what's this? And he was like, it's the place you're getting your yearbook photos taken. I was like, what? What? And I look horrible in my photos because I'm not wearing good clothes, I'm not wearing good shoes, I'm not wearing makeup, I didn't get to do my hair or anything. And you know what? They exist. It's great, I guess. Took 'em. Would have preferred that I had time, but he was like, well, you would have freaked out otherwise. And I was like, yeah, but at least I would look better. You know? I mean, they did that for a lot of stuff. Like, if they wanted me to, when I went to math tutoring for the first time, my Tokupa said we were going to, like, go to this, anime store that I used to like going to get, like Pokemon figures and such. He, like, told me we were going there. I was like, oh my god, yippee! And I went in the car and we went to a math tutor. And I had to go. He dropped me off in the room and then he was like, I'll be back in an hour. He was like, by the way, you're doing this every week now. And I was like, just happened. Whenever they wanted me to do something that they knew I would put up a fuss about, like, I'd be like, I don't want to go it, you know? I'll still do it in the end, but, you know, if they knew I would complain about something, they were like, let's just lie. And I was like, and I believe most things at face value. You know? I believe most things at face value. I'm sure Levy will tell you that. She can easily lie to me, and then I'll be like, yep. Like, she'll be like, oh yeah, Toka XYZ is this thing, and I'll be like, is it? That's crazy. She'll be like, no, that's a joke. I'll be like, oh, I didn't even know. I just took what you said and I was like, sure. Like, she'll tell me a fact and I'll believe it and it's a fake fact and I'll be like, oh. You know, I just assume that, like, everything is just what it is, so I don't really think about it too hard. I don't have the brain space for that, you know? So I just don't. I'm not gullible. I don't know. I don't think harder about that type of stuff. What the heck? I would never do that. I don't do that type of thing. But I understand that. Yes, I do. I mean, I don't normally I try not to complain about things. Is it late evening dark where you are? It is nighttime. It is nighttime, yes. I mean, I guess it could be considered late evening. I'll have to end in like the next 10 minutes or so that I can call my mother. But... I just thought you were misspelling gullible. Is that not what you were saying? Because we were talking about... We were talking about believing what people say. Was that not just a misspelling of gullible? I just assumed it was a misspelling of the word gullible, because gullible is kind of hard to spell. But if you enemies, no more yapping. What the heckity? I mean, tomorrow I'm playing, so tomorrow... that's... is it Gulliver's Island? I thought it was Gulliver's Island. Is it Gulliver's Island, I thought? But tomorrow I'm playing Pokemon Reborn with Lemmy. And then, what am I doing this week? Let me see again. I forgot what I'm doing already. I already forgot. Tomorrow we're playing Pokemon... Tomorrow we're playing Pokemon Reborn with Lemmy. And on Thursday we're playing The Coffin of Andy and Lele Part 2. So we're gonna do the next... We're gonna finish Chapter 2 and then do the Chapter 3. And on Friday we're doing... On Friday we're doing a Brunch Bunch musical talkback. Oh yeah! So, if you have never had my marshmallow link before, here's my marshmallow link. If you want to send me a Maro, because, I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna answer Maros if you send them to me about the musicals. Because I'm gonna do that. Stream is just gonna be like a Zatsu where I talk about the process of making the musical and how I picked it and how I did it. And I'll answer any questions you guys have about it, and I'll release the cover that you guys saw from the beginning of, sorry, from the end of the musical. I'll release that cover of Don't You Forget About Me. A talkback? A talkback is a theater term. It means that, it's like hearing from the crowd about what they thought about the show, answering questions about the show for the people. So like if I was like, was the length good? And you were like, yeah, the length was great. And I'll ask, and you're like, how did you do this? I'd be like, this is how I did that. You know? It's like getting notes, but also questions, and then also telling stories about how you did something. What else am I doing? Oh yeah, and then on Saturday I'll be doing a for anyone who for all the people who donated during my donathon who were in the Checky tier, I will be doing my Checky signing stream on Saturday. So if you want to if you're one of the people who has a Checky and you want to give feedback on what you want drawn for your Checky, then that's where to be, because I will listen to your feedback of what you would like. I've decided what I want to do is I'll have 3 versions of the pose that I'll be doing, so you can like tell me which frame you want. So it'll be like, oh, do you want the Polaroid with this pose? Like, do you want the one with this pose? Like, or like the one with this pose? Like, and then like you pick the pose and then you tell me, you know, like what you want doodled on the corners and stuff, and then I'll sign my name on it live. The marshmallow is like so that you guys can just submit the questions. You can sign off on who you are when you submit the question if you want me to read your name. But it's an easy way to collect questions without like having to depend on people finding like a YouTube like post thing, or like and not everyone uses Twitter and stuff, you know? Foxy? No. No. Hi. The holy water? Why is that a holy water thing? I don't understand. Was that like a joke of something specific? Joke of something specific? I don't understand that. Is that like a specific reference that I'm not understanding? I don't understand a lot of references. I'll be so honest with you guys. That's why I make so many specific. That's why I make so many specific ones of my own self, because I don't know that many references, so I always think to myself, if I just make the ones I make, and I know, eventually... eventually be fine, you know? Holy water cleans anything? I guess that is true. Holy water will clean basically anything. Made holy water earlier today? Really? You're not a demon though. It speaks so much in references that it like annoys your friends. I do that sometimes too. What's my favorite animal? That's a lot harder now. Originally, I used to always just tell people it was a maned wolf because I do like maned wolves a lot, and I like how they make their call. I like how they jump. I like how they prance. But I don't know. For sure, there's many animals I like. But I guess I am very partial to a maned wolf. I think they're very cute, and I like how they look, and they're very long. You know? I think they're very cute and very long, and if they were good pets, I would own one. But they're not. What do you mean? Because you're a fur... What do you mean by that? Hello? Have I heard about the Direwolves revival? I have! I had heard of the revival. Now, do I really think of it as like a revival? That's a great question. Looking at the videos they've made and the science behind it, I don't know if I would consider it a revival as much as a genetic like change of it and stuff. Oh my god, Yumi! Hi! Hi! Welcome! How was your karaoke? Hi, Yumi! Yo beam! Yo beam! Hi, yo! Hi, Yumi! Ready for the yo beam. 3, 2, 1. Yo beam! Sorry, I was thinking about that one reference. Sorry, I was thinking about that one reference. What the heckity? I was really just like, oh, she's like Miku. Let me do the Miku sound, and then it didn't sound the way that I thought it was gonna sound. I'm happy you had a good time. What did you sing? What was your favorite song that you sang? What was your favorite song that you sang? You know? What was your favorite song that you sang? Alien Stage? I've only listened to one song by Alien Stage. Ooh, From the Start? You sang From the Start. I have to go back and listen. Yu has an amazing, like, very warm voice, which I really like. I like how warm your voice is. It's so round and warm. Yeah! I love how round your voice is. Yeah, it's very soothing. What the heckity? What the heck? I think I just sound like a traditional theater nerd. Sometimes I'm like, how do I stop sounding like a nerd? One day I'll do that. One day I'll figure that out, I guess. One day I'll frickin' figure that out. It'll be so cool when I figure that out. Enjoy your mind theater. Thank you. I like what do you call? I think I remember one of my favorite moments is like when I hear like so when it comes to like when I've heard Yumi sing, I really like also when you sing the high notes, you always sing so like I like how like you add that like slight like top, how do you like describe? It's like you add like a slight top forward sound to it that makes you sound really, really strong. I really like it. She don't sound like a Ren Fair nerd. What is a does a Ren Fair nerd sound a specific way? do Ren Fair nerds sound a specific way? I only got into going to the Ren. Yeah. I really like it. When I go to the Ren Fair, it's just because I had friends who were like, "Oh, Toka, we need to go to the Ren Fair and eat turkey legs or whatever," and I never had one because they always get it, and I'm like, "It's too expensive. I'm not eating that." Wah! No, you're amazing. Wah! Why do I keep making that sound? My voice is very clear. Thank you. It's my mic. 1, 2, 3, testing. Thank you. It's my very nice mic. I might check out your stream next. Thank you. That's so funny. I don't know. I like listening to things. I like listening to people. I like listening to things. I like hearing with my ears. The ones that no one knows what they are and I don't either. The ones that I own on my own head and I don't know what they are and I will never know. People always say, "Are you a goat? Are you a cow? Are you a demon?" And I'm like, I can't tell you what these ears are. They're very bovine-like, but I really can't tell you. Thank you, Yumi. Thank you, Yumi. Hearing with ears is lovely, yes. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could hear with vibrations, right? That's what some people do. Is they like they always say about like, what is his name? That guy that played the piano is Beethoven, who was deaf. That he would put that thing in his mouth and he would hear through vibration. Hasn't it been 10 minutes? Okay, we'll give it 7 more minutes. We'll give it 7 more minutes. You know what's crazy? So I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna heat up spam and rice and then call my mom. Spam and rice. Spam and rice. Spam and rice. Yeah, it's only been 1 minute. What do you mean? Yeah, I love eating spam and rice. Maybe if I'm feeling it, I'll eat an egg. I think there's eggs. I think I still have like 1 egg left. I could make like a quick scrambled egg, singular egg. In this economy, I get 1 singular egg. Is spam and rice good? Yes, spam and rice is phenomenal. If you have to cook the spam though, you can't just have it raw. You know, you make it spam and rice, cook the spam and rice, and then you can add egg. I like adding egg, and then I like adding ketchup on my eggs. Some people say that putting ketchup on your eggs is crazy, but it's not. And if you think that, you need to try it. Try it first and then tell me and I'll believe you and I'll let you, and everyone has opinions, but it's tasty. Ooh, egg is really good with rice. Yeah, spam eggs and rice is a classic combo. It's really good. I really like, I don't know, does everyone do? So, I did this recently and my roommate was like, "What the heck?" And like, we've lived together for like a year already, and she was like, "I didn't even notice you did that." When I make egg, like scrambled egg, I add like milk. My roommate was like, "Just add water." I was like, "What? Scrambled egg, you add milk? What do you mean?" She was like, "Water? Huh? What do you mean water? The milk helps it froth better and get fluffier. It adds to the flavor." She was like, "I've never heard of anyone adding milk to their scrambled eggs." I was like, "What do you mean you've never heard of anyone adding milk to their scrambled eggs? That's insane. Why would you not add milk?" I just don't understand. Like, why would you ever choose to pick water if you have milk? Egg is good. I wish I have to start making. Oh, well, eggs are so expensive. I don't think it's worth it. So when eggs were cheaper, obviously, I used to have 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast. That was my breakfast for a long time. My breakfast would be 2 hard-boiled eggs. That was my breakfast. And like, now eggs are expensive. Can't just have 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast every day. Not filling enough. And it's too expensive. So it's like, know? Oh yeah, that just happens sometimes. I know, like so yesterday I was hanging out with Yui and Lemmy. We were in call, and then we were like ending around when it was like 12 a.m. my time, and I was like, they were like, okay, bye Toka. I was like, oh yeah, bye. I guess I'll have dinner now. Like I'd completely forgotten that I should have eaten food. I was too busy talking and having fun. I was like, I guess I could eat now. Like, I don't think about food. I love food. I like to eat. But, like, I have, like, this mindset where, like, if I'm just not thinking about eating, I just forget that food exists. And that I should be eating it. Like, unless I'm severely hungry, it's like, I'm busy. You know? I'm busy right now. I don't have time to be hungry. But then other times it's like, I get so hungry, I feel like I'm gonna collapse. And it's like, I don't remember, like, I don't know what the difference is. Because sometimes I don't eat. I'm busy and I like am fine, and then sometimes I don't eat and I'm busy and I feel like I'm gonna pass out if I don't eat something. So it's like I don't know what the difference is, like what changes between those days where I'm like, you know, feeling one way or a different way. But no, I know food exists. I just like, I don't know, I'm busy. And making food takes time, which I hate, because you have to spend time. It's like, ugh, I could be doing something right now. Why am I cooking? Be editing something. I could be writing something. I could be doing something. Wow! Kazuto, thank you so much for the 50. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 50 memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Toka Cult, Crybaby. Oh, I'll say with the voice line. Welcome to the Toka Cult, Crybaby. Thank you, Kazuto. If you received a gifted membership by Kazuto, please thank them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope everyone will enjoy their memberships. I'm hoping to soon start doing my after this upcoming week. I'm hoping to start doing watch-alongs again, and also to do some recording streams for membership as well. So if you like that type of stuff, I hope you will enjoy it. I also have all of my covers that are solos are all acapellas. All the acapellas are also a part of membership too. So thank you so much for gifting Kazuto, and I hope that everyone who gets membership benefits will enjoy them. It also includes my emotes, and I drew some of them. But that's not relevant. Also, I don't think people like remember this if you weren't here from the beginning, but there's also, if you for all the SVP girls at the like bottom of memberships post, there's actually a cursor. I drew some of them, not all of them. I drew some of them. I drew a couple of my emotes. I drew this one and this one and this one and this one. I drew these 4. But not the first one. I clicked the next one on accident. I drew this one, and this one. There's more of them on the Discord. If you like the Discord, if you like Discords, there's a Stellarverse Discord that's in my description. Let's go! Yippee! I'm so happy so many of you were able to join the Toka Cult. It's not a cult though, it's just called that. The Toka Cult is not a cult. It's it's just called that. Wow! Kazuto, thank you so much for the 50. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you were gifted a membership by Kazuto, please thank them. Thank you so much. I am very excited to get back into making more membership content for everyone too. Oh my god, Echo. Hi, Echo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kazuto, for the 50. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the Toka Cult, Crybabies. Thank you. I'll make a silly sound for you. I should make a silly sound for you. I should make a silly sound for you. Are you ready? I'll make a silly sound for you. Are you ready? Let me make you a silly sound for you. Makes the sound of a rooster. makes the sound of a rooster. Says I'll make a silly sound. Makes a Pokemon sound instead. Here's my Pokemon sound of the day for you all. Are you ready? Becomes Pokemon. I love becoming Pokemon. I always wanted to do another one is like I always wanted to do a what do you call a Jigglypuff? I feel like that's very serene code. I can try to do a Jigglypuff though. I think if I remember correctly, that was sort of like that. I think it was sort of like that. I don't fully remember. But thank you again. Thank you again, Kazuto, for the gifted. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping people join parts of the community and get to have those membership benefits. I hope you all are able to join them. Whoa, I spoke English there. I hope you'll. That's my only language, you know. I hope you'll be able to enjoy them. I specifically really like one of the things is like I recently released a cover of Kyomen no Nami in English that I wrote the lyrics myself, and the acapella for it I'm very proud of. Ferris helped make the harm guide for it. There's very nice harms in it. If you like acapellas, that's something that I really like about memberships. Oh, I spoke language. Yeah, I know. That's how I feel sometimes. I don't remember coughing. I don't remember what coffee sounds like. I know like a couple other ones. I know how to do Baniri. I can do Piplup, and I used to be able to do Bellsprout. I don't know if I can do that anymore. I do Staravia and Starly. I can do I remember the sound of Latios and Latios, but I don't remember how to actually do that sound. I used to be able to though. I used to try to mimic them all the time. I could do like I think for Togepi it's like it's doing like a like I remember that. Mem from Honkai. I don't actually know that character. I don't play Honkai Star Rail, though I've been told I should play it because it's something that you can someone like me could play. Wow! Thank you, Kazuto, for the 50. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope that if you get a gifted membership from Kazuto that you thank them. And I hope that all of you who do get a gifted membership are able to enjoy it. Because I will do my best to make more content for members as well. I want to add, so for the membership watch-alongs that I've been considering doing in the future, recently I have considered starting to do a series where we watch the first 4 episodes of animes that I watched as a kid, and then we see if we actually think it's good. Or if I was just a child. Or if I was simply just a child. Because nostalgia is a powerful thing. It really is, you know? Nostalgia is a very powerful thing. I'm sure years from now when I look back on me liking Descendants, I'll be like, that's crazy. So it's like... so it's like one of those things, you know? Oh, also, I have to make this post and I haven't yet. But we have to vote on the 2 shorts covers you guys would like me to make for the month of March and April. Because I didn't do March because I was busy editing. Oh my god! I love Angel Beats. I remember when I like first started watching anime, Angel Beats was one of the first animes I ever saw. One of the first. And I remember when I watched Angel Beats being like I didn't even know what Yuri was yet, but I already knew I liked it. That was a double joke. Did you get it? That was a double joke. Did you get it? I liked Yuri as soon as I saw it. Yeah, it was one of the first things I watched to completion. What? Thank you so much, Kazuto. Have a good night. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you for helping the community. Thank you. I hope you'll also one day also be members so you can have your benefits too. Thank you so much. Watch Yuri to completion. Well, if you've ever okay, I will say the most Yuri, yeah, you very selfless. Thank you so much for being so selfless, and have a great night. That is, as they say, Chad like. Though I want to come up with our own version for Chad, because I do want to come up with our own version for the word Chad, because when I think of Chad, I think about Chad from Descendants. And Chad from Descendants is not actually that cool. So I'm like, how do I come up with a new way to be like a Chad, you know? A senbei? That's for the boss guy. That guy or whatever. You know that guy, that rice cracker man? Sometimes I feel bad for him. Sometimes I feel bad for the way that I made that man record so many lines for my musical. The principal from the musical? You mean my boss? Sometimes I feel bad that I made him record all those things. A Toka-chan. Tokachu. Tokachu. Toka used parrot. Took a beam. That. When I think of beam, I like try to do that like vocal thing to match the way that like thing goes, and I'm like, oh. I think disarming voice is such a cute Pokemon move, by the way. I think it's phenomenally cute. Okay, you get 5 more minutes, and then I have to make sure I leave. I get 5 more minutes. You get 5 more minutes. I have to do that after, but I have to do 5 more minutes. But I'll be back tomorrow. Okay? I'll be back tomorrow. We'll play Pokemon Reborn, and maybe... God! The last time we played Pokemon Reborn, we played for like 7 hours. And we only got 1 freaking badge. Sometimes I think about that. Sometimes I think about that, and it just like destroys my soul. That we played Pokemon for 7 hours and only got 1 badge. It's insanity. You know? Like, Pokemon Reborn is just such an insane game. It's an insane game. Insane game. We're not I think we only have like the first 4 badges too, out of like 18 or whatever for that region. Because they for Pokemon Reborn, they basically have like 1 for every they have like 1 for every typing. One would say it's virtual insanity. Well, thank you, Shy. Thank you. Kazuto gifted a lot of memberships. It was kind of crazy, but I hope you're able to enjoy your membership. I'm hoping to do more membership watch-alongs and to start doing some membership singing streams as well. There's a virtual insanity slide? It was like slide to the left, slide to the right, cha-cha real slow. That's the only slide that I know. 1 hop this time. 2 hops this time. Everybody clap your hands. That was one of my favorite parts of like Jump Rope for Heart. was when my school would play that as a part of the jump rope for Heart Day, and then we would all be dancing instead of jump roping. Not that jump roping is bad, I just preferred doing the cha-cha slide to jump roping. Cause like, God, jump roping is like, it's hard. Like, it gets tiring really fast and you don't think it will because it looks so fun, and it is so fun, and then you're like swinging your arms and you're like, wow, this actually is like a full body workout. Have a good night, Infinite! Like, I preferred, well, I did like it more when it was like, you know, the long ropes where like there'd be two people on each side and they would be spinning the rope for you and then you could jump in it. I also felt like so cool every time they would be like spinning the rope and then I would jump in. Like when you jump in to them doing the rope for you, with two people spinning the rope for you and you jump in, that's like one of the coolest feelings. Like you feel like so cool that you like jumped in when the rope was moving. It's like, I did that. That was me. Me did that. Insane. Me did that. Whoa. You know? It's like, how did I do that? That's insane. It's like, I think of it now and I'm like, I don't even know if I could still do that. That might have been like, younger me thing. Might have been like a younger me thing. I don't know. Whew, I don't know. But okay. Let me find someone to raid. Let me set up a raid. Make sure we set up a raid. Let me see. Lost track of time. Endless missions where I find endless journeys where I'll be. So I'll be free to rest in peace. Then I lost myself and lost my mind. Oh! Let's see. Let us go to Lemmy then. Lemmy's streaming. She just started streaming. She's doing an impromptu stream. Okay. Let's save. Let's save. Let's save. I can read. Let's save. It did save. Okay. It did save. We're going to go to my genmate, Lemmy Lycan, who is streaming, but it didn't update on the side of my YouTube bar. It just updated in the back end. We're gonna go to Lemmy. Tomorrow, Lemmy and I are playing Pokemon Reborn! The one that took 7 hours to get one frickin' badge. But we're gonna use the raid message Crybaby. Stampede. I can spell. Wait. I can't spell. How do I spell that? Stampede. Stampede. Why does that look wrong? Stampede. That's Stampede, right? Yeah, okay. That's Stampede. I don't know why, but I spelled it and it looked really wrong. Do you ever do that? Where you like, you know how to spell something, but like, you're like, for some reason, that looks really wrong. And it's like, only, like, but like, I know it isn't, but it looks like that looks phenomenally wrong. This is gonna be the raid message. We're gonna raid into Lemmy. And I'll see you tomorrow. And Lemmy and I will both see you tomorrow because we're gonna be streaming Reborn tomorrow. But also don't forget to please make sure that if you have any questions for the brunch talk back on Friday, that you send it to the Morrows. I'll still talk with you guys anyway if you come up with a question in real time, but then we'll have like a plan of like things to cover. If you liked today's stream or you want to buy some fun merch, my birthday merch just came out. I like this one. I like that standee. It's just pretty. I don't know. I don't normally like enjoy shilling myself, but I just really like the art for the standee, so I always bring it up. If you like gamer subs, we do have 10% codes that you can save with for all of the SVP girls. We all have codes, minus Crybaby, because that's you guys. Not in the bad way. Crybaby endearing, because that's your fan name. Oh yeah, I'm happy you liked the voice pack. I did like a 5-minute long roleplay Sakura date, and I didn't even know it was that long when I did it. But I'll see you guys all again soon, okay? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for letting me yap instead of playing a game. I hope you have all a great night. cuckoo.